We are here at Custer Field in Custer, South Dakota, home of the Custer Wildcats, where, as you can possibly hear, we are getting some rain, so we are covering some things right now. So we apologize for that. It's supposed to be just a little bit of rain. Hopefully we can get through okay, but we'll make sure our levels hopefully are still sticking okay. We have interviews with Raleigh French coming up, and an interview with Coach Russ Bailey, and an interview with Tom O'Boyle. We are getting a bit of a late start, so we will see if we can get that, but feels like a late start, but it's 4:20. But yeah, so what we're going to do right now is this is our Midwest Ready Mix pregame show. And I'm Michael Schumacher. We're actually going to check a couple of things real quick. So we're going to just run a couple of ads. Just a moment here. Actually, we're going to start that Raleigh French interview. And had a chance to sit down with Raleigh French, a defensive standout. And so here's that interview brought to you by Hanson Hogemeyer Seed.
Welcome back to our Tanager Talk, brought to you by Hanson Hogemeyer Seeds. On the line, we have Raleigh French. Raleigh, it's game day. How are you doing today?
Always excited on game day. Can't wait for the game.
Well, and today's a big one. You know, you guys have faced some big opponents already this season, and you've shown yourselves well. I know you'd love to have a different record. You'd love that 1-2 to be, 2-1 or 3-0. Just honestly some bad breaks, some bad bounces. But you have West Central coming in. When you have a team with a storied history like West Central come in and they're undefeated, they're second ranked, does that take it up another notch for you, especially when they're coming into your house?
Yes, it just shows us that we need to be put on the radar by playing good against them and hopefully putting up a good fight for people that come and watch.
Well, and the reason I like to talk to players is not just to get their feelings on games and stuff like that, but kind of get to know more about them. So just kind of tell people a little bit about yourself. Your year in school, kind of how long you've been with the team, your positions. I know you play multiple positions. Just kind of let people know your role on the team.
Well, I am starting left guard and starting middle linebacker. My freshman year, I was running back, and then sophomore year, I got moved to left guard, where I am now, and I've been middle linebacker since youth. I started kicking, probably also in youth, and been doing that ever since.
Okay. Now, if Coach O'Boyle said you can only play one position of those three, which one would you choose?
Definitely middle linebacker.
So what is it about defense or middle linebacker that gets you excited or makes that one be the favorite of the three?
It's my favorite because I'm the leader of the defense, being middle linebacker, and that's the head of it, kind of like the quarterback for offense. And I just really enjoy getting tackles, making plays out there.
Well, and you've been doing that really well this season. You're a name that gets called quite often. Do you have a player or players that you look up to, that you idolize, that you maybe even try to model your game after a little bit?
Yes, ex-Vikings player Anthony Barr. I always watched him when I was growing up.
Okay, Anthony Barr. Well, that's an interesting choice. I think he always kind of flew a little bit under the radar, but to Vikings fans, we definitely knew who Anthony Barr was. Are you a Vikings fan?
Yes, I am.
All right. Well, I grew up a Vikings fan as well, and you kind of veer towards those players on the team that you love. So let me ask you this: what's your favorite part of being that leader? Is it making a great tackle? Is it leading the defense and kind of directing things? Do you consider yourself more instinctive, or do you like to really study film and be prepared, almost knowing where you think the ball is going before the play starts?
I like being more instinctive, and also one of my favorite parts of being middle linebacker is also being there for my teammates when they make great plays.
Okay. Well, that is good. And I will say this, I've interviewed a few of the football players, and that seems to be a theme. It's more we versus I, more of a team mentality and wanting to do whatever it takes to help lift up others, whether it's congratulating them on a good play, lifting them up after maybe a bad play. And I think that's going to take you guys pretty far. So you're 3 games into this season. When you were looking at maybe the schedule, are you guys kind of where you thought you'd be, or were you hoping for something different at this point? And that could be record-wise, or that could either be record or even just performance, because one doesn't always indicate the other. So whatever you choose to respond to on that one.
Yeah, I feel like I kind of thought where we would be performance-wise. I knew we were going to be better than last year. Unfortunate for Hayden Christopherson, he got hurt, but very good on Nolan Nygren's part, stepping up and being able to help win us that game. I wish our record was a little bit better with Lennox, but that happens with some games. But overall, very good.
Well, in that Lennox one, there were kind of two sides to that coin, because Lennox, still a ranked team. So while it was disappointing, it really did show that you can go toe to toe. I know a lot of people are like, there's West Central and there's Del Rapids and then there's maybe everybody else, but it really shows you can go toe to toe with most of 11A on any given night. But even your game against Dakota Valley, you take out a couple of just big plays, fluke plays. The defense hardly gave up anything to them, and they've been a pretty potent offense all season long. Do you think the defense, especially with the youth on the offensive side, is going to be what helps carry this team, at least through the next few games as the offense starts to gel, especially with the change at quarterback?
Yes, I believe defense is one of our stronger points.
All right. Well, now let me take it kind of away from the football field. Are there other sports that you take part in?
I am on the wrestling team, and I compete in the throwing part in track and field.
Okay. So now wrestling, if I remember correctly, you made it to state last year. Is that right?
Correct.
All right. And what weight class did you wrestle in, and is that the weight class you expect to be in again this year?
Last year, I wrestled in the 182, and this year they actually changed up the weights. They took out 182 and made, I think it's either 170 or 175, and then changed the 195 weight class down to 190. So I will probably be competing at 190, but also there's a possibility for 175.
Okay. All right. And then for throwing, shot put and discus, or one or the other, or which and which one's your favorite?
I compete in all 3, shot put, discus, and javelin.
Oh.
And I would have to say that shot put is my favorite of the 3.
All right. And what is your personal best in the shot put?
40 feet, 2 inches, I believe.
Wow. All right. And you're looking to improve upon that this season? I know it's looking ahead, but always looking to improve. Is that right?
Oh, of course.
All right. Well, let me take this into the classroom. What is your favorite subject in school?
Let's see. I would have to say American Heritage. It's a 2-part class, honors credit, and I just love the history of, right now we're learning about the Great Depression and the Dust Bowl, and I just really like learning about history in that aspect. Okay.
Now, if you had to pick one point, I assume like American history, if you had to pick one point in history just where you could take a class just on that, what would you choose?
I would have to say World War II.
Okay. And what is it about World War II that appeals to you?
It's just the aspect of, I've got grandparents that were living through the war, and it's just kind of cool to be able to, go back and see what they lived through.
Okay. All right. Well, that's, and Sam, the Civil War and World War II are my two favorite points in American history. And so I applaud that selection. That is excellent. Now, let me, I know it's sometimes hard to think about it, but let me ask you, where do you see yourself in the future, whether it's 5 years from now and in college playing football, or whether it's 20 years from now leading a business or running for president? Where do you see yourself, or where would you like to see yourself in the future?
I would like to see myself being able to take over my dad's decoy company in the future.
Okay. The decoy company. And what's the name of that company?
Dakota Decoy.
Dakota Decoy. Okay. And that's just something that appeals to you. So do you hunt and fish and do all of that then as well?
Yep, I do.
All right. Well, okay, there again. And there are some people that hunt. There are some people that fish. If you had to pick one, if somebody just said you can only do one of these, is it hunting or fishing?
Definitely waterfowl hunting.
All right, waterfowl hunting. See, I like that you got really specific on that. Okay. And what is it about waterfowl hunting that appeals to you?
What was that?
What is it about the waterfowl hunting? What aspect of that is what elevates that over anything else for you?
I love it because it just allows you to wake up early, see the sunrise, get the decoys all set out. And we got a hunting dog, and he's 4 years ago. We got him 4 years ago, and he's been part of the family ever since. And we take him out every time we. It's just great to see how everything works.
Well, you're a man after my own heart. That sounds amazing. Well, I tell you what, before we go, anything else you want to say to the listeners or viewers out there for Vermillion football?
Come support the Tanagers tonight.
All right, that sounds great. Well, Raleigh, thank you so much for taking the time to talk with me today. Really appreciate it, and best of luck tonight.
Well, thank you.
Welcome back to Custer Football Field in Custer, South Dakota. I'm Michael Schumacher, voice of the Vermillion Tanagers. We're getting ready for the Tanagers as they have traveled across the state to take on the Custer Wildcats. We just heard from Raleigh French. We also had a chance to sit down with Bryce Voss earlier this season. Let's play that interview for you right now.
Welcome back to our Tanager Talks. We have Bryce Voss on the line, who's made an impact over the first 2 games of this Tanager season. Bryce, you're 2 games in. You're making your presence known. How are you feeling heading into week 3?
I'm feeling pretty confident. We have a fantastic defensive plan set up. I'm really excited. We're really sending ourselves this time. Our defense has improved a lot, I think, and we have to have a lot of confidence in our secondaries this game, and I do. I have a lot of confidence in them. I'm really excited.
Well, I think in both of the first 2 games, in each of the first 2 games, I think the defense acquitted themselves really well. That game against Dakota Valley, 21 points, but it was just really a couple of big plays. Otherwise, you guys really contained them, and they're ranked in the most recent poll. And then Lennox, they're also ranked in the most recent poll. Well, heck, other than a pick 6, you held them really well. And then that final drive, you hate to say anything about the refs, but I thought there were some calls that there was one play where their quarterback managed to do some sort of Houdini act that I I think I'd pretty much already called him down.
Just a lot of missed tackles on our part. That's definitely something we need to work on.
Yeah, and so that last drive wasn't anything, but I mean, I didn't think that was indicative, and otherwise, I thought you guys played a really solid game and just really showed yourselves well.
Yeah, I agree. I absolutely love our defense. I love our defensive coaches too. They always give us a fantastic game plan.
Well, they do, and I think you guys are playing well at every level. I mean, the front line, the linebacking core, and the secondary all seem to be, performing the way you guys need to perform, and a bounce here and a bounce there, and I think you guys could easily be 1-1 or 2-0 rather than 0-2, and so I don't think that record is indicative of how talented you guys really are.
Yeah, I don't think so either. We're a lot better than our record shows, and I think we're going to show that tomorrow.
I think so too. Now, last year, did you see much varsity time last year? I don't remember calling your name, so that's...
I did not.
Okay.
I went off on a couple kickoffs here and there. Maybe a couple plays when we were winning big. But other than that, no, this is my first year.
Okay.
Been really excited.
Yeah, well, and you're really showing yourself well. You have a sack in each of the first 2 games. Is that correct?
Sorry, can you repeat that?
I think you have a sack in each of the first 2 games. Is that correct?
Yes, that is correct, yeah.
All right. So how does it feel to really go from very limited playing time to seeing so much action this season?
It feels amazing. I absolutely love my position, and I love my teammates around me on defense. I'm very excited for starting this year.
Well, and that is great.
Yeah.
Well, and so, did you have, coming where you weren't playing much last year, did you have expectations that you set upon yourself this season? And if so, what were those?
I pushed really, really hard in the off season. I worked out a lot. I did put an expectation on myself to start, and I've been meeting those expectations so far, but I just think we need to win more games. I mean, I've been missing tackles, so I'm not exactly where I want to be right now.
Well, and whenever I talk to coaches, both Coach O'Boyle and opposing coaches, I always say ultimately, victory is the ultimate goal, but even improving over the season and game to game and in game is valuable. How do you try to maybe learn from your mistakes? What do you do maybe as a learning process for stuff like that?
For a learning process, let me think. Here's a good example. I like to not fly to my coverage zone too fast at first because I don't know exactly how the other team's going to play, but after you kind of get a hang of, like, if the quarterback's going to boot around you or if he's going to, run up C-gap, it's really hard to tell. So it's really important to stay at home at first, but once you kind of start to recognize the character of the person with the ball, you can adapt, and I think I've been adapting pretty well.
Well, and that is a valuable resource because your instinct is just to fly to the ball. Your instinct is to fly to a position.
Mm-hmm.
But if you're able to recognize that this runner has these habits and tends to bounce left, bounce right, anything like that,
yep.
It does give you that advantage. And so as you're kind of in this feeling out process, that is something you try to do early on in every game?
Sorry, what did you say?
So is that feeling out process, is that something that you're kind of trying to do every game so you make sure you're making the most efficient play possible?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, because there's been a lot of times where I'll miss a tackle simply just because I didn't recognize who had the ball, so I'd try and make the tackle, and they just bounce around me, or the quarterback will boot deeper than they did the play before. It's pretty hard to recognize, but after a couple plays, you can really get the hang of it.
Okay. Well, now, on a personal level, so you're a sophomore, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, I always ask this, and as a sophomore, you might not have thought about it too much, but where do you see yourself after high school? What would you like to do, whether it's athletically or what you'd like to study or what you'd like to do?
I really have no idea right now, but I think my biggest thing is I kind of want to go to the military after high school.
Really? All right.
Yeah.
Well, my daughter's in the National Guard, so my hat's off to you. That is an admirable decision.
Thank you.
So,
Thank you.
No, yeah, no problem. So you play football. Do you play other sports?
I do. I lift weights in the winter. Not competitively, but just to get better, and then I run track.
Okay, and what do you do in track? What are your?
I run sprints. I run the relays and the 100s and the 200s.
Okay. Do you have personal bests in the 100 and the 200?
Yes, I've ran an 11.7 in the 100 and 24.7, I think, in the 200. Those are my personal records.
Okay. All right. Mm-hmm. And so will you continue to do track throughout high school then, do you think?
Yeah, absolutely. I love track. It's one of my favorite sports, obviously, because I only do two, but...
Oh, well, so it has to be in the top two then, right?
Yes, it does.
All right.
I do love track.
Well, good. Well, I tell you, do you have a favorite subject in school?
Yes, I do. With a great teacher, history is very... it's a class you can look forward to with a good teacher.
Okay.
Yeah.
Any particular part of history that you like? Particular subject?
Yeah, I like learning about wars and what drove countries to do what in wars. I find that topic very interesting.
All right. Well, that was always one of my favorite subjects, and still is. Yeah. That's if I'm going to read something, I'm reading a book about history of some sort. And yeah, the wars themselves are interesting, but it's the lead up. It's all of the subterfuge that led up to something that is as interesting as anything.
Yeah, I agree.
All right. And then one final question. You have one final meal that you can eat. What would you pick?
Okay. This is an easy one. I absolutely love crab legs with melted butter.
You are a good man. You are a good man. That is a great choice. Well,
absolutely
cool.
Top tier food.
Oh, that it is. Well, Bryce, hey, I want to thank you for taking time out of your evening to talk with me tonight. Best of luck tomorrow, and this will play during the pregame, and then I'll also put it up on Vermillion streaming. Okay.
All right. Thank you.
Right. Hey, thank you. You have a great night.
You too.
Thanks.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
That was Vermillion Tanager sophomore Bryce Voss, who's been a defensive wrecking machine the first two games. We'll be back after these messages on ESPN Radio 1015 AM 1570 KVTK, KVTK.com, and Vermillion streaming on YouTube.
Blaine Olson, owner of Blaine's Body Shop in Vermillion. I grew up here, graduated here, and now have a business here. I'm proud to serve the community that has helped me live this dream. I have top-notch equipment, the latest in training, along with a work ethic and the desire to serve you. Should you need repairs in the future, please remember Blaine's Body Shop across from Polaris on the Highway 50 bypass in Vermillion.
Blaine's Body Shop. Blaine's Body Shop. Automotive collision repair.
Now online at blainesbodyshop.com.
Need a new set of tires? Look to Carlson's Body Shop in Beersford. How about some accessories like WeatherTech floor mats, Access roll-up truck covers, bed liners, remote car starters, and thousands of other products. Hey, you can look at everything at your convenience online too at carlsonsbodyshop.com. No wonder the song says,
Bring it down to Carlson's Body Shop, your complete car care center.
Clay County Abstract and Title Company has a complex job that boils down to something very simple: helping you purchase your dream with confidence. When investing in a new home, a new site for your business, or piece of property, you want peace of mind that the property is truly yours. Clay County Abstract and Title Company has been doing just that since 1946. Clay County Abstract and Title Company, proud supporters of Vermillion activities and proud to be a part of your dreams come true.
Whether you're in the market to purchase a new home for your family, you want to sell your existing home, or you're a student looking to rent an apartment, Dakota Realty and Property Management can fit your needs. Being locally owned and with over 150 years of combined experience, they are the experts at helping you find your new home. Go to Dakota Realty and Property Management because they like what they do. Dakota Realty is a proud supporter of Vermillion Athletics. Dakota Realty and Property Management, located at 125 East Cherry Street, Vermillion.
Digital Solutions started small, but now we're growing as FDS provides live streaming coverage for over 20 schools across 3 different states on our Fuller Digital Solutions YouTube channel. Subscribe to get notified when we go live for your school events. Big events are captured live, and your business can get noticed with advertising during our live streams. Local talent and camera operators are encouraged to contact us too. For future employment, no experience necessary, we will train. For information about advertising or working with Fuller Digital Solutions, email us and follow us on Facebook.
Interior technicians.
I'm ready for my big role, Jerry.
What do you mean?
You said I'd be in your next 30 commercials.
No. I said Intech has over 30 years of commercial cleaning experience. You know, like offices, so they can ensure happy visitors and a healthy workforce.
So the shoot's in an office? I can make that work.
Oh my goodness. When you need it clean, call the Intech team.
Welcome back to Vermillion Tanagers football on ESPN Radio 1015 AM 1570 KVTK and Vermillion streaming, brought to you by First Dakota National Bank. This is our Midwest Ready Mix pregame show. My name is Michael Schumacher, and I have Eve Holly next to me. See, I catch on after a couple of weeks. We're getting ready for the Vermillion Tanagers and the Custer Wildcats. Let's take a look at the most recent South Dakota Prep Media poll. Let's start with 11A. That's the class we're in. Del Rapids maintains their top ranking with 22 out of 23 first-place votes. Del Rapids is 4-0 on the season. West Central is in second. They received one first-place vote. They're at 4-0. Canton remains in third at 3-1. Sioux Falls Christian remains in fourth at 2-2. And Lennox at 3-1 remains in fifth. Dakota Valley still remains out of the voting, out of the poll, receiving votes with 11 total points. Then looking at 11 AAA, Lincoln received all 23 first-place votes to maintain first. O'Gorman at 4-0 maintains second. Now those two face each other tonight, so we'll keep an eye on that score. Jefferson is in third at 3-1. Harrisburg in fourth at 2-2. And Brandon Valley in 5th at 2-2. Sioux Falls Roosevelt also received a vote. They are 1-3 on the season. In 11AA, Pierre received all 23 first-place votes to maintain first at 4-0. Yankton maintains second in the media poll. They are in third in the coaches poll, but that'll be dictated tonight as Yankton at 3-1 is in second. T is at 3-1 is in third. Those two face each other. They are facing each other actually as we speak over on Classic Hits 106.3 as well as 5-star streaming on YouTube. To round out 11AA, Watertown is in 4th at 3-1 and Spearfish in 5th at 3-1. Also receiving a vote is Aberdeen Central. Again, we did 11A. 11B winner received 22 out of 23 first-place votes to maintain first. Sioux Valley is in second with 1 first-place vote. Elk Point Jefferson moves up from 4th to 3rd at 3-1. Hot Springs moves up from 5th to 4th at 4-1. Holy moly. I just pulled up the Yankton game. Yankton, with 3:58 remaining in the second, leads T by a score of 28-6. I was not expecting to see that. I'm hoping that's accurate. We do have a new camera person working our T game, so I am putting a grain of salt with this right now, but wow, if that is accurate, holy moly. Oh, 11B, we're back to that. Yeah, Hot Springs up from 5th into 4th at 4-1. And Bridgewater Emory Ethan, after getting waxed by Sioux Valley, falls from 3rd into 5th. Receiving votes in 11B, Dual, Tri-Valley, and Woonsocket, Wessington Springs, Sanborn Central. In 9AA, Parkston in 1st with 19 first-place votes. Hamlin in 2nd with 3. Howard in 3rd with 1. Wall in 5th place, and Elkton Lake Benton in 5th. Wall is in 4th, moving up from 5th, and Elkton Lake Benton is in 5th, moving down from 4th. Also receiving a vote was Freeman, Marion Freeman Academy. In 9A, Canastota is in 1st with 20 first-place votes. Warner with the other 3 first-place votes is in 2nd. Harding County Bison moves up from 4th into 3rd. Phillip from 5th is now up to 4th. And Gage, our new camera person that I just mentioned up in T, is from Phillip. So we'll keep an eye on the Phillip Scotties for him. Alcester Hudson and Tavin, also a newbie, doing some broadcasting for us, is in Gayville Vollen, bringing you Alcester Hudson, Gayville Vollen on 5-star streaming. They are now in 5th, Alcester Hudson, after receiving votes. Also receiving votes, Woolsey, Wessington. I said that awfully. Woolsey, Wessington, Gregory, Lyman, and Dubrook area. And finally in 9B, Falkton area receives all 23 first-place votes, followed by DeSmet, Avon, Corsica, Stickney, and Hitchcock, Tulare. Also receiving votes, Del Rapids, St. Mary. So that's our look around the state at the most recent South Dakota Prep Media Poll. We'll take a 2-minute timeout, and when we come back, we will bring you the games throughout the state for this week. We'll be right back on ESPN Radio 101.5 AM 1570 KVTK, kvtk.com, and Vermillion streaming on YouTube.
Knutson Family Dentistry in Vermillion, they strive to provide the highest quality patient-centered dental care in a friendly, relaxing atmosphere. Knutson Family Dentistry works hard to provide the best cosmetic, general, and emergency dental treatment in the area. With over 50 years of combined dental experience, the latest dental technology, and a professional and compassionate staff, they're your top choice for dental care. Call for an appointment at 605-857-8008. Knutson Family Dentistry of Vermillion.
You are self-motivated, accountable, and eager to learn new skills. We'd love to talk to you about a rock star career. Masaba in Vermillion is hiring full and part-time manufacturing positions for the rock industry. Masaba provides comprehensive training in a clean, safe, and state-of-the-art facility. Masaba offers competitive wages, a fun and interesting work environment and culture. Join our team of rock stars. Visit masabainc.com to learn more.
Midwest Ready Mixing Equipment is your locally owned and operated ready mix company. Their specialty, 6x6 front discharge mixer trucks that allows for better placement of concrete and ease of use.
Midwest Ready Mix Equipment offers the highest quality of concrete products and aggregates, and also a full-service dealer for Logon equipment featuring telehandlers, excavators, and ASB track skid loaders for purchase or rent. Midwest Ready Mix Equipment, East Highway 50, Vermillion.
Your crew is craving Pizza Ranch? It's easy to order online at pizzaranch.com. Online ordering makes it fast and easy to order craveable crispy ranch chicken or build your favorite pizza exactly how you like it. And now, for even more convenience, place your favorite order with just one tap. So when you're craving pizza or the country's best chicken, go to pizzaranch.com and start your order. For craveable food and convenient online ordering, there's so much to love at Pizza Ranch.
Welcome back to Vermillion Tanagers football on ESPN Radio 101.5 AM 1570 KVTK and Vermillion streaming. I'm looking at multiple sources. I think that score in Yankton is in T is correct, with Yankton leading T 28-6, which I picked a Yankton victory this morning, but I said it'd be close. So we'll see. You know, not counting chickens before they hatch, but it's going to be a huge win if Yankton can keep that victory. That would be something special for them, most definitely. And just as another note, on the other game on 5-Star Streaming, Alcester Hudson currently leads Gayville-Volland by a score of 34-8. So 34-8 in that game, and that is in the second quarter as well. Both of those games started at 5. And then, of course, our game's starting a little bit later because there were two conflicting reports where I went for sources, and so I went with the earlier one, and I aired, which means we were here at least. But probably means I didn't have to be weaving in and out of traffic on the interstate going 95, trying to save every minute I could. Don't tell anybody that I did that. Don't tell anybody. So, but I did say we'd take a look at the games around the state. Let's start with 11 AAA. Sioux Falls Jefferson currently leads Mitchell 42-0. I did predict that would be running score in the second half, and it will be. Mitchell football is just down this year. Mitchell athletics just seem to be down right now. Hopefully it's just an ebb. They have a lot of pride, but right now Mitchell is struggling. Harrisburg, number 4 in the poll, will be receiving votes Sioux Falls Roosevelt tonight. That game should be started. And I was thinking to myself, well, why is everything coming up as Mountain Time? Well, it's because we're in Mountain Time. My phone's smarter than I am. I'm like, now I'm just confused. All right, this is Eve's first time working with me directly. I've been in her vicinity when she was learning board hopping, and then I texted her, and I sounded like an idiot because I knew I said, hey, we're at the tailgate. Swing by for some free food if you want. That was like 10 minutes after I had texted her about something about doing board hopping. I was not putting 2 and 2 together and getting 4, so she thinks I'm an idiot already. So we'll just see if I'm confirming that. Rapid City Central is hosting Sioux Falls, Washington. I had a chance to interview Brandon Colpitts, and so I do need to take this phone call. So we're going to be right back after this brief timeout. We'll be back in 2 minutes.
The Perks card from Pump and Pack? Well, guess what? There's an addition, not just a card, it's an app. The Pump and Perks app and the Pump and Perks card from Pump and Pack, Vermillion. Just go to their Facebook page, Pump and Pack, and scan the QR code and you're in. Or go to the store, Pump and Pack, and get the card. Then download the app. Each one does the same thing. Like give you 5 cents off per gallon every day, except for Sunday, it's doubled with the Perks card from Pump and Pack, Vermillion.
Welcome to Runnings in Vermillion. Shop their great lineup of clothes for women, names like Ariat and Carhartt for men, boots and shoes and kids' clothing. Runnings has a large supply of animal food and accessories. Love the outdoors? See the selection of ammo, firearms, and fishing equipment. For everything you need, walk through the doors at Runnings, your home, farm, and outdoor store, Vermillion.
Sherco in Vermillion is a full-service service center. Sherco LLC is an industry-leading supplier of tarp systems to the transportation industry and is located in Vermillion, South Dakota. Sherco Vermillion supports their customers in the agricultural, construction, waste, and flatbed markets. Become a part of the Sherco team. Go to sure-co.com, about us/careers. Demand the best. Demand Sherco.
Visit our sleep experts at the Yankton Slumberland. With over 50 mattresses to choose from, we carry every price, free financing options, and the most trusted brands in the nation like Stearns & Foster, Sealy, and Tempur-Pedic. Snoring or lower back pain tormenting you? Seek relief with an adjustable power base. Fall asleep faster and cooler with our sheets and pillow selection. With a 120-night sleep trial, you can't make a mistake. See us today at the Yankton Slumberland, 2401 Broadway.
Safe means you're sort of protecting yourself. My mom and dad told me how to be safe. It's like super duper important. Hold a grown-up's hands. Put a helmet on because you might hurt your head super duper bad.
Protect their future by protecting yours with your local State Farm agent, Dick Sunday.
Get the finest wood in the neighborhood, down at the lumber yard, down at the...
All right, back here again. One more time. Not quite sure why the internet did that to us. So we'll be getting, we got the graphics up there and stuff now. Sorry about that. All of a sudden I saw things weren't moving. Things weren't moving on my phone. So I do apologize, but we are back. We are up. We are running. So looking at taking a look around the state. Rapid City Central coached by the fighting Brandon Kolpitzes, former USD defensive back, and Yankton Bucks assistant coach is now a first-year head coach for the Rapid City Central Cobblers. They are 0-4, looking for their first victory, not on just on this season, but also for last season. They are facing the 1-3 Sioux Falls, Washington. They are facing the Sioux Falls, Washington Warriors, who are 1-3. My guess is that I'm picking Rapid City Central to win. But I said I had a great interview with Coach Kolpitz. We'll be putting that up at some point on 5-star streaming. In the matchup of the night, as we mentioned before, 4-0 Sioux Falls Lincoln hosts 4-0 number 2 Sioux Falls O'Gorman. And those are your 11 AAA matchups for the evening. And again, thank you so much for your patience. I apologize that our stream went down. The internet, also instead of seeing the nice bandwidths going, you just see that little globe in the bottom corner of your computer, and you just know things are not going well at that point. Right now, Sioux Falls Jefferson leads Mitchell 56-0 with 1 minute left to go in the second quarter. That will be running clock the entire second half. With 3 minutes left to go in the second. Just a second here. With 3 minutes left to go in the second, Yankton leads T area by the score of 28-6. Yankton has the ball at T's 45-yard line, and they're looking to get more yardage, and that is incomplete. So a minute 8 to go. Bucks with the ball. Pierre hosts number 1 Pierre hosts number 4 Watertown in Pierre tonight at Hollister Football Field. Aberdeen Central hosts Huron. Battle of 2-2 teams in 11AA. Sturgis Brown hosts St. Thomas More 2-2. If only we knew anybody that went to Sturgis. If only we knew somebody that went to Sturgis. I only say that because Eve went to Sturgis, so she said it's homecoming there, right? And do you guys call your homecoming anything, or is it just homecoming? It's just homecoming. The Sturgis Brown Scooper Homecoming. Oh, she says we're supposed to exclude the brown, but that's what makes it fun to say. Sturgis Scoopers? No, we're the Sturgis Brown Scoopers. So Brookings at 0-4, looking for their first victory of the season as they host Douglas at Dana J. Dykehouse Stadium. And number 5 Spearfish at 3-1 hosts 0-4 Belfouche. Hello. In 11A, Dakota Valley hosts, actually beat Madison earlier today at Dakota State University, 12-7 in a game that was much closer than I was expecting, as Madison is now 0-5 on the season. Dakota Valley now 3-1. Well, they say 3-1. Oh yeah, 3-1. Okay. Now I think Dakota Valley is now 4-1. Madison is 0-5. Sioux Falls Christian leads Chamberlain 14-7 with 9 minutes to go in the second. Number 3 Canton leads number 2 West Central in a game that I will admit is now surprising at half, 14-6. And then you have Custer and Vermillion. Millbank hosts number 1 Del Rapids. Beersford hosts number 5 Lennox. Lakota Tech at 0-4 hosts 3-1 Rapid City Christian. In 11B action, Parker leads Baltic 21-6 with 2 minutes left to go in the second quarter. Wagner leads Scotland Meadow 30-0 at the half. Elk Point Jefferson over Flandreau 21-0 with 6 minutes to go in the second. Woonsocket Wessington Springs Sanborn Central leads Tripp Delmont Armour Andes Central Dakota Christian 6-0 with 8 minutes to go in the first. I have fresh meat here. What's so special about Andes Central, Eve? Do you know? See, she fails to realize Andes Central is the school that all kids that go to Pickstown feed into. Pickstown, the home of one Linda Schumacher, who was originally Linda Harvey, who birthed me. So that's why we talk about Pickstown every time we mention Andes Central. Of course, Pickstown closed in 1968. My mom graduated in 1969. So she's technically a golden eagle from Andes Central. But my Aunt Judy, she's a Pickstown engineer. My Uncle Dick, he was a Pickstown engineer. And if you go to Pickstown, go to the Pickstown Museum. It's right next to the Rainbow Room. Part of it's in the old post office. And when you go, a lot of the postal boxes are still there. My grandmother was the first postmistress of Pickstown. I even got to cancel letters. So like I said, if in 1986 you didn't get a letter that you were supposed to, and you were in Pickstown, it was probably my fault. I'll take the blame for it, but I digress. Woonsocket Wessington Springs Sanborn Central does lead. Tripp Delmont Armour Andes Central Dakota Christian 6-0. Sioux Valley leads McCook Central Montrose 22-0 at half. Tri-Valley leads Mount Vernon Plankinton 17-0. Actually, no, that one's final from earlier today. Dakota Hills faces hosts Dual. Redfield hosts Webster area. Clark Willow Lake hosts Mobridge Pollock. Sisseton hosts Groton area. Number 4 Hot Springs hosts Lead Deadwood. Sturgis Brown again hosting St. Thomas More. Hill City hosts Miller Highmore Herald and Lakota Tech and Dakota Christian. And 9-man. Freeman Marion Freeman Academy defeated Colombe 64-12 in Colombe today. Parkston defeated Garrettson 52-0. Hanson leads number 1 Canastota at half 22-20. Now that's a good Hanson team. We saw them earlier against Irene Wakanda. Gregory leads Kimball White Lake 29-18. Platte Geddes beat Bonhomme 26-22. Wall defeated Lyman 38-0. Hamlin hosts Castlewood today. Chester area will host Viborg Hurley. Iroquois Lake Preston hosts Elkton Lake Benton. Dubrook area hosts Florence Henry. White River hosts Stanley County. Britton Hecla hosts Arlington. And Irene Wakanda is hosting Howard. You have Waverly South Shore defeating Northwestern leading Northwestern 34-0 at the half. Gregory leading Kimball White Lake 29-18 at half. Alcester Hudson leading Gayville Vollen 40-8 at the half. Del Rapids St. Mary leads Oldham Ramona Rutland 22-0 with 3 minutes left to go in the first. And Woolsey Wessington over Coleman Egan 41-14. Again, Wall defeated Lyman 38-0, and Esteline Hendricks hosts Centerville today. Hamlin will host Castlewood, Chester area, and Viborg Hurley. Warner and Falkton area in a battle of number 1s and number 2s in 9-man football. Newell hosts Lemon McIntosh. the Fighting Shane Penfields, as I like to call them. Iroquois Lake Preston is hosting Elkton Lake Benton. Dubrook area over facing Florence Henry. Timberlake hosting Faith, and New Underwood is hosting Phillip. And finally, Hitchcock Tulare defeats Sunshine Bible Academy 52-0. Harriet Selby area defeats Sully Buttes 28-0. Avon and Corsica Stickney will do battle here later tonight. And Jones County will be hosting Kadoka area. And that is all for the matchups around the state, brought to you by Vermillion Medical Clinic. We'll be back in 3 minutes on ESPN Radio 101.5 AM 1570 KVTK, kvtk.com, and Vermillion streaming on YouTube.
You ready to start a career with an exciting team? Thermobond is looking to add to our team of experts. We offer competitive wages, a positive work environment, and on-the-job training. Thermobond is headquartered in Elk Point, South Dakota, and for over 30 years we've been providing lightweight and precast solutions for multiple industries nationwide. Check us out and see if you'd like to start a new career with us today.
Todd's Electric, your full-service electrical contracting company. Todd's Electric services residential, commercial, agricultural, and industrial customers. From the simplest service call to the most complex design build project, Todd's Electric has the expertise to do it right. Call Todd's Electric for all your electrical needs. Todd's Electric, helping you control all things electric. Except for lightning. Todd's Electric. Go Tanagers.
Last week, a guy walked into the UPS store in Vermillion. He did not notice the copiers, the printers, the mailboxes, the banners, the posters, not even the business and shipping supplies. It was like he had blinders on. Hi, this is Jay with the UPS store in Vermillion. Many people don't see everything we have to offer when they stop by the UPS store to ship their packages. They miss all the things we have, like printing, designing. We even offer notary services here at the UPS store, located on Cherry Street in Vermillion.
In a situation like this, the first thing you do, of course, is make sure everybody's okay. And then you're thinking, you better call your insurance person. No, just call Justin. At Vermillion Auto Works, you see Justin handles all the insurance claims and gives free quotes. Not everybody does the free quote thing anymore, you know. So call Justin at Vermillion Auto Works. He'll take care of the situation. Carrying WeatherTech, Rough Country, and Tuxedo. Vermillion Auto Works.
Vermillion Medical Clinic has an ongoing mission to provide areas with quality health care and convenient access to medical professionals. Our patients at Vermillion Medical Clinic value our dedicated primary care physicians, compassionate PAs, and consistently scheduled outreach specialty care. If you have health questions, need a screening, or have medical concerns for yourself or family members, call us for an appointment or visit VermillionMedicalClinic.com. So much care, so close to home.
If you're looking for the perfect fit, Vermillion Vision Care Associates fits like the right pair of glasses. Vision Care Associates has its roots in family eye care, and the doctors are well known for being primary eye care providers. With the ability to treat and diagnose a variety of settings, Vermillion Vision Care Associates is the right fit for you. Plus, they can fit you into a new pair of glasses, sunglasses, or contacts that feel just right. With continuing education, see the best doctors at Vermillion Vision Care Associates.
Football field, as you can hear "Can't Touch This" MC Hammer in the background. We were just talking, you can't help but move even if you don't necessarily like the song, you can't help but move to it. So got to go get my parachute pants and start working. But we tried this earlier, but we're going to try it again. We were able to sit down with Coach Russ Bailey of the Custer Wildcats, and here is that interview with Coach Bailey.
Welcome back to our Coach's Conversation, brought to you by Hanson Hogemeyer Seeds. On the phone, I have Coach Russ Bailey of the Custer Wildcats. Coach, you know, we're a few weeks into the season. How are you feeling today?
Well, I'm feeling all right. How are you feeling?
I am feeling good. Life is solid. I have very little to complain about. So
there you go.
Well, you know, we're talking high school football in South Dakota. Life doesn't get too much better than that.
your team is facing a Vermillion Tanager team that is coming off a really tough loss to West Central. But as most people do, West Central had a really great game. West Central's a great team. When you foresee Vermillion coming in, what is it with their team that you look at and you say, okay, these are things that we can work in our favor, and these are some things that we have to caution against?
Well, the thing about it is the advantage West Central, they've got an offensive line that 2 out of the 5 for sure are probably going to be playing at a very high-level college football program in the next couple of years. The other 3 aren't far behind. You know, they've got some size up front. They've got some, you know, just physical prowess to them that makes them tough to deal with. That's West Central. Now, the thing that Vermillion does well is Vermillion's got the skill guys. You know, they probably didn't match up well size-wise, and you could see it in the game whenever West Central was trying to get a little bit fancy and they were trying to throw the ball, and then it come down to the second half of the game, and West Central just simply put the ball on the ground and got big. You know, that's the way I say it, I call it all the time, is they just simply got big on them, and Vermillion struggled a little bit to stop that. But when they come in, you know, we're not bigger than them. We're not. In fact, we might be the same size or smaller than Vermillion. So size-wise, everybody's going to match up good, and I think it's going to turn into whose skill kids are going to be able to make big plays. You know, can we keep the passing game in check? You know, they got a quarterback that loves to sling it around, and he's pretty good. You know, they got some very good wide receivers. They've got some good running backs, and then defensive-wise, man, they run to the ball hard. So it's can you get that crack, and can you exploit that crack, and can you get a big play in on them? If not, it could be a long, long night.
And that's exactly right. And, you know, Vermillion, you know, they're 4 games into the season, and boy, each game has been kind of a soap opera in and of itself, between a few big plays against Dakota Valley, a last-minute loss to Lennox, an overtime victory against Millbank, and then the game against West Central. It's been kind of an up and down year. They've dealt with some injuries, but I really do think it's going to be a really solid game for you guys, and I'm really looking forward to it. For your team, who are some players that we should probably be prepared to hear their names called maybe throughout the night? And then when you think of your offensive philosophy and maybe defensive philosophy, what is it you look to do maybe in a game or specifically in this game? Some things that you just hope to accomplish.
In this game, I mean, it's, you know, last game we played Lennox and we couldn't handle their passing game. Well, if you can't handle their passing game, you got to keep the ball away from them. You know, which means you have to be able to run the football. You have to be able to get the tough yards. You have to be able to, you know, get that 3rd and 4, get that 3rd and 5 every now and just to keep a drive alive. Because every time you do that, that's 3 more plays, and that's literally 3 more minutes off of the clock that the other team doesn't get a chance to score with. So, you know, against teams like that, you gotta limit their possessions. You got to keep them to a 3 possession and a half kind of situation, ideally, you know, and then hopefully you can stop them once, you know, because if you can do that, even if they score in, you know, 2 out of the 3 possessions, and if you don't even, let's say you don't even score, you're still only down 2 scores. You know, you're still in the ball game. Well, we couldn't do that. We weren't getting first downs, and they were scoring, and we wouldn't get a first down, and they would score. Hence, at the end of the first quarter, we had already dug ourselves a big hole. You know, and then it's tough to come. Then you start calling plays to kind of try to get back into the game, and you're not doing what you should be doing. So that's going to be kind of the key to this game is, can we get first downs, and can we make Vermillion, can we make them punt once? You know, because if we can get first downs and make them punt, you know, even if we don't score, we're going to be in the ball game coming second half. Then it's going to turn into who knows what's, you know, second half football is always that. Who knows what's going to happen? But when you walk into a second half and you're already down by 35 points, you know what's going to happen. You know, the clock is running, it's going fast, it's never going to stop. Even if you get it down below that 35 again, it's still running. I mean, it's just one of those where you've dug it too far and you can't get out of that hole anymore. So that's going to be the key to us is the first half, can we get first downs and can we get Vermillion to punt or turn the ball over at least once, if not twice.
Okay. Well, and now, kind of two special circumstances. You have a team that's having to travel across the state, so a little bit further than they're used to for a road game. And it's your homecoming. What effect, if any, do either one of those have on your preparation, or that you feel it maybe have on the game itself?
I've been coaching for quite a few years, and I'd be hard pressed to find a football coach that says not in front of parents or kids that he loves homecoming. It's all the distractions. It's fun for the kids, but it's a bunch of distractions. You try to keep them focused on the fact that homecoming is about the football game and about winning a football game or trying to win a football game. But it's still one of them things that coaches pull their hair out about. The kid that has to miss practice or leave early to go to a coronation, or the kid that missed practice because he accidentally put a staple through his finger because he was building the float. I mean, it's who knows? Stayed up too late last night because they had a big shindig down at the high school. I mean, there's so many things going on. And as a coach, you're like, all right, let's focus on football. Well, that's being a little unrealistic. Kids are kids, and you want them to be kids, and you want them to have fun. So as a coach, you gotta try to keep them reined in during practice, and just at least when they put the pads on, they realize, okay, this is football. Here we go again. Let's go to practice and get some work done. But and the traveling, we're the traveling team. I mean, Custer has put some miles on in the last 2 years. So I know exactly what they're going to do. I mean, it's a nightmare sometimes where you got to time up your meal to make sure you're eating at the right time so you can get it digested before you get to the game. You got to make sure you get a meal ate that is something good, but you got to figure out how to get it to the players on time and not get to the game too early and not get there too late. And it's a logistical nightmare every time, but it's doable. Coach O'Boyle's, I say I've been in it a long time, but he's been in it longer than I have, so he'll get them here on time, and they'll be ready to go.
Well, it's going to be fun. I know I'm planning my trip out there, so I'm looking forward to broadcasting the game. I lived out in Rapid for a number of years, and so looking forward to returning to West River. So I just want to take a moment to thank you so much for taking the time to talk with me today. I do really appreciate it. It's always great to hear from the other coaches.
All right, thank you.
That was Coach Russ Bailey of the Custer Wildcats here on our Coaches Conversation, brought to you by Hanson, Hogemeyer, Seeds. We'll be back after these messages on ESPN Radio 101.5 FM, 1570 AM KVTK, kvtk.com, and Vermillion streaming on YouTube.
If you're looking for the perfect fit, Vermillion Vision Care Associates fits like the right pair of glasses. Vision Care Associates has its roots in family eye care, and the doctors are well known for being primary eye care providers. With the ability to treat and diagnose a variety of settings, Vermillion Vision Care Associates is the right fit for you. Plus, they can fit you into a new pair of glasses, sunglasses, or contacts that feel just right. With continuing education, see the best doctors at Vermillion Vision Care Associates.
Federal Credit Union, we believe in giving back to the community that supports us. That's why our employees make it a priority to volunteer their time and talents to make a difference. Whether it's improving local causes, fighting hunger, or supporting our local zoo, our team is dedicated to making a positive impact in the lives of those around us. We're more than just a financial institution. We're a part of the community, working together to make it a better place for everyone. Your community, your credit union. Voyage Federal Credit Union.
worse than having to spend all day at the laundromat. A lot of them are hot, sticky, and smell bad. In Vermillion, you want to avoid that situation. Yuck. Eastgate Maytag Laundry is super clean and open 24 hours a day. Eastgate has super giant 60-pound washers and giant 70-pound dryers to make your wash day fly by. Eastgate is also located near many local restaurants if you want to grab a quick bite. Next time your laundry is piled up, pile into Eastgate Maytag Laundry, located next to Jimmy John's on Cherry Street in Vermillion.
The First Bank in South Dakota was the easy part, earning the confidence of local farmers, helping families account for their dreams, and securing the future for countless businesses took us a little longer. We owe it to the hard workers, big dreamers, and forward thinkers out there. Thank you for making South Dakota a great place to call home.
Pied Piper, the sign says it all. Flowers and gifts. The store is bustling with something new all the time. There are flowers for any occasion, weddings, anniversary, birthday, or just to say I love you. There's coffee, soups, dips, and sweets. Need to give someone a chuckle? The socks say it all. Home decor, candles, jewelry, memorial items are all found at your gift store of Pied Piper Flowers and Gifts, corner of 15th and Broadway in Yankton. You can also shop online, and best of all, we deliver too.
Eliminate the wait when your furnace and AC needs repair by joining Larry's Heating and Cooling Comfort Care and Elite Care Club. Larry's Comfort Care Club features seasonal maintenance discounts on service and no overtime charges. Larry's Elite Club includes seasonal maintenance, free parts, free labor, free service calls, and both mean you are in front of the line for service. Call Larry's Heating and Cooling and sign up for the Comfort Care or Elite Care Club. Larry's Heating and Cooling, Yankton and Vermillion.
Welcome back to Vermillion Tanagers football on ESPN Radio 101.5 FM, 1570 AM, KVTK, and Vermillion Streaming. Brought to you by First Dakota National Bank. Eve has just been exposed to the song Lunch Ladyland, or at least a segment of it, as they are selling Sloppy Joe homecoming dinners down by concessions, and it led me into singing a Sloppy Joe, a Sloppy Joe, wahoo. And she looked at me like I was crazy. She still does, even though she now knows it's a song, but that's okay. So we are in Custer, and I don't know that I've been to a more beautiful setting for a high school football game. The backdrop, the hills back there, the large pine trees. I don't get out here as much as I used to when I lived out here. Obviously, you're not going to get out here as much as you did then, but it's a beautiful setting. It's going to be a beautiful night for football. Looks like the weather has passed, knock on woodish, if we had any. Vermillion is looking to get back on the winning track as they prepare. This is that spin pivot game in the season. 4 games in front, 4 games behind. They'd love to go 2-3 in their first 5 games because they really believe they can go 3-1 in their final 4 to end up 5-4 on the season, which would leave them in the perfect position to make the playoffs. They currently sit in 7th based on seed points, based on the difficulty of their schedule. Dakota Valley, they're 4-1. Lennox is 4-0. Could be 5-0 by the end of the night. West Central is 4-0. Might be 4-1 at the end of the night. Could be 5-0. So they've lost to tough teams and defeated Millbank, who is 2-2, might be 2-3 at the end of the night. So based on seed points, they are in 7th place right now. Whereas Custer is looking for their first win of the season. So it is going to be a good matchup. We did have a chance to sit down with Vermillion coach Tom O'Boyle. So we're going to be bringing you that interview, brought to you by Hanson Hogemeyer right now. Coach Tom O'Boyle.
This is Michael Schumacher, and on the line, I have the one and only head coach Tom O'Boyle for the Vermillion Tanagers. Coach, how is it going today?
Michael, we're having it's a great Thursday. I see there's a good thunderstorm rolling in as I came to school today, and lightning off in the probably in the Yankton area right now. But it's a great day. We've had a great week at Tanager football, Roll-Am Tanagers, and we are looking forward to a trip across the state and taking on Russ Bailey's Custer.
Well, and that is, that is the game that we're going to be talking about mostly, but we're going to kind of recap the season a little bit heading in here. You've had every game's been a different story. Just whether it's been big plays, last minute losses, last minute wins. The game against West Central on Friday. We talked on Friday after the game. And West Central is just such a, they're a powerhouse team. It's so good to hear that you've had a good week with your team, basically shaking that game off and just looking forward to the next one.
Right. It's, West Central is a very, very good football team and just do a great job. All phases of the game. They're a big physical team. Unfortunately, I thought we'd be a better opponent for them. I thought our plan was good and whatnot, but for whatever reason, their physicality really kind of shut us down early and took things away from us, and we just weren't able to ever get on our feet offensively and get anything going. So, you put that behind you, you make it a learning experience, you watch film, and you talk about the X's and the O's a little bit, and you have to take a good look, at myself and how we're calling an offense and what we're trying to get done and who we are. We feel pretty good about our matchup coming in this Friday with Custer, but getting back to West Central, they're a team that's ranked 2. If there's a better team out there, I'd like to see it because they just do so many things well that they are going to be certainly a team to be reckoned with come playoff time. And, we right the ship and we get on our feet a little bit and get on a roll with our schedule. It may be a possibility that we play West Central again, maybe in the playoffs. And so you have to keep the game fresh in your mind as to what they did and our inability to do things. So you kind of put it in perspective and move on. But at the same time that there are teams like that out there, and we are. You hit it on the nose. So for our season, we've played 4 games and we've been 4 different teams, and so we really need to find ourselves this week as we travel across the state and get out and just go back to basics, if you will. And we're going to be kind of a fundamentally sound downhill running team, I think, more so against Custer, because I think that'll let Nolan, our young quarterback, settle in and see what he sees in the secondary and pick our shots, throw the football.
Well, and you hate to, I think I've said it every week, but you are a young team. I mean, you talk about your quarterback, Nolan, who took over for Hayden. Hayden wasn't necessarily a seasoned veteran, and then you put Nolan in there. Your line's fairly young. Your backfield's young. You're a young team, and so these are learning opportunities. What have you seen this week from your team that gives you that encouragement? Because you seem very positive.
I'm sorry to interrupt you. Great question, but I really think that our seniors have stepped up in their leadership and understanding. Their role is to lead by deeds and support, and they've done a nice job. Some of these young guys have 5 games left in their career, and we talked about that on Monday during the JV game when they were on the road. And so, it's been fun to watch our senior kids understand their role as far as being team leaders and being the older guys on the team, as young as we are, but also the reality that for maybe some of them or all of them, that this will be the last opportunity they ever have to put pads on it and play the game and get after people. So it's been a neat transformation, if you will. We came out of pads this week and we're in helmets only, and we're trying to just get legs back and be fresh. And it's even though I'd like to coach a quarterback that has a driver's license. It's been a while, and so we have these young guys calling the shots in the huddles and whatnot. And Nolan is a really resilient kid, and he understands the game, and Hayden does too. And hopefully at some point in time we may get Hayden back this year. We're still not sure there, but Nolan's doing a good job of leading us. And what we recognized this week is the fact that, you know, it's a short 9-week season, and you have to make hay where you can. And we feel like we're in a portion of the schedule where things are looking up for us, and we've played very, very good teams, and we've played well at times, but we need to be consistent each and every Friday, and consistent in all three phases of the game.
Well, and you know, and let's talk about that game first. Let's just talk about the kind of the externals of the game. There are two things that kind of, maybe two or three, that we kind of mentioned. First, it's their homecoming, you know, and that I think that plays differently for both opposing coaches and home coaches. I know Coach Bailey's like, I hate homecoming because there's so many distractions. But, you know, sometimes you hear from opposing coaches that say, they seem ginned up and there's a different atmosphere in the facility during the game. But in addition to that, you have this trek, like you said, across the state, 5.5 hours. Plus, it's an hour earlier than your normal game time. Instead of 7 p.m. Central, it's 6 o'clock Central. You have the logistics of, like you said, you have a meal that you need to provide along the way, and timing of that for simple things like digestion and stuff like that. What all goes into the logistics of a game like this?
You know, you feel a little bit like Clark Griswold in Family Vacation, because you're taking, you know, 35 guys with different systems and different personalities and whatnot, and you go across the state, and, you know, you let them know where we're going to stop, but you understand that Mother Nature calls, and that might interrupt that, and so you leave early enough to just kind of, you know, get some shut eye and rest and relax and talk, you know what we're headed there for. But it's a daunting task for the logistics of you know, traveling 6 hours and feeding the team and making sure you're there on time and your pregame, and, you know, make sure you get kids out and stretched and walk around a little bit on the way there. You know, I don't know how many of our kids have not been to Rapid City, but I'm sure there might be a few. And so take it in along the way, and how pretty it is going, you know, through Chamberlain and go down the hill across the river. That's quite the, you know, the scenery for guys to see. And so we're, you know, it's a little bit, like I said, it's a vacation with a lot of kids, but there is a you know, there is a end goal, so to speak. As you get there, it is an hour earlier. You're playing in Mountain Time, and Russ is such a great guy. Custer does a great job of, you know, their hospitality and hosting. But we don't, you know, we love playing people on their homecoming because, you know, it is a distraction. And I'm right there with Russ Bailey. You know, it's no fun to coach high school football during homecoming, because everything is the deal but the game for a coach, and it drives you crazy. But it also is part of America, and small town America, it's even bigger. So, you know, I hope they're whooping it up as we speak. I think that we need them to have a lot of distractions, because we're going to be a focused football team when we arrive.
Well, I think it's going to be a fun trip. Now, you're facing a Custer team that you know, has not been able to see much success this season, but obviously, you know, any given game, things can happen. What do you see from this Wildcat team that gives you concern, and what are some things that you see as an opportunity for your team?
You know, Russ is he's taken the job back. He was their head football coach, and they had great success early in his career there, and then he got out for whatever reason. Now he's back on the sideline this year. You know, you see the old I formation. You see ISOs. You see a fullback. You see a tight end. You know, he makes you play very fundamentally sound defense, and when you're on offense, you're going to see an even front. You're going to see pressure up the middle with their inside backers. So, you know, they're a good-looking team. They have their rosters full of good kids and big kids. So, you know, that certainly has our attention. That we need to be fundamentally sound and technique smart in that we don't let their fullback get downhill, and they like to run trap, and they like to run power off the edge, and so we can't let their tailback get started. And he's a good player, and it's Russ's son. And I just think they have not been successful win-loss wise, but they get better each and every week, and certainly that's the goal for all of us as coaches to improve every week and teach kids the game of football. So, we've done a little bit of that ourselves this week, going back to basics and taking kids out of pads and just going back over and reemphasizing why we're running the offense we are and what we want to do and who we think we can be. And it's been fun to do that this week. But with Custer, I think a fast start, which we have yet to do, is critical. I think we need to score early, and I think you need to make Custer play from behind and get them out of the I formation. I don't think they want to go four wide and throw the football. They don't do that well. So for us, it's get on the scoreboard and put pressure on them early.
Well, I think it's going to be a fun game. I'm looking forward to the trip. It's always fun heading that direction. There's a small little gas station in Belvedere that I always stop at. They have these homemade treats. So I look forward to my trips to West River because I can stop in Belvedere, and that is about the only thing in Belvedere.
Yeah, right.
But it's fun. It's always I don't get out there as much as I used to, so I'm looking forward to it. It's going to be a long trip, but definitely worth it. Well, Coach, I want to thank you so much for taking the time to talk with me this morning. Always glad to chew the fat with you, and looking forward to seeing the team in action and getting back on the winning track on Friday.
Good deal. Yeah, Michael, it's a lot of fun. Things are looking up. Even my Padres won their 7th game in a row, which I didn't think was possible last night. So, things are starting to turn for us here. I think it's going to be a great Friday. And even though it's going to be cool, I'm seeing 58 and a forecast of rain while we're there. So it's a beautiful stadium with got a kind of a mountain behind you that sits in there. Our kids will be impressed with how Custer's football stadium sits in. And if I remember correct, it's an east-west field, nice little stadium. But we're ready. Padres winning. Like looking up, Bengals may even get it in the win column on Monday night.
That they might. And my Twins, their magic number as of right now is 1. I feel bad.
Oh, good for you.
But I feel bad. I'm going to see them on Saturday, and I kind of want that to be a game clincher, but it's not looking like it's going to be. But it's my first game at Target Field, so I'm pretty stoked about that too. So
good for you.
So things are looking up.
I love it.
Well, Coach,
right, have a great day. I love being on the show. Thank you.
Hey, thank you. You have a great one.
Yep. Talk to you later, Mike.
Talk to you later. Bye.
Nice.
Maytag appreciates a compliment, but this Maytag washer isn't just eye candy.
Wow.
Inside, it's got the capacity and power to handle even the mightiest loads.
I love this.
Yeah, she's a beaut.
It's a he.
How do you know?
Don't worry about it.
Find Maytag products and the industry's best appliances at your local dealer. Murph's Appliance, downtown Vermillion.
Your invitation to thrive in Yankton, South Dakota. Nestled on the bluffs of the Missouri River, plenty of outdoor adventures are waiting. Whether you work remote or in a traditional office, we have a spot for you. Quality health care, diverse manufacturing, progressive school system, Mount Marty University, and so much more. Explore with family and friends. Let's thrive together.
If you're considering a new roof, you want to put your roof in the hands of Dave's Roofing. Dave's Roofing specializes in residential roofing and has over 10 years of experience. Dave's Roofing covers any job from a 60 to 80 mile radius of Sioux City and has a 10-man crew that completes most jobs in one day. Dave's Roofing will make sure the cleanup job is done right afterwards too. And the products installed are impact rated and eligible for homeowners insurance discounts. Look up Dave's Roofing on Facebook and check out the work that's been done and customer testimonials.
Brian Olson, owner of Blaine's Body Shop in Vermillion. I grew up here, graduated here, and now have a business here. I'm proud to serve the community that has helped me live this dream. I have top-notch equipment, the latest in training, along with the work ethic and the desire to serve you. Should you need repairs in the future, please remember Blaine's Body Shop across from Polaris on the Highway 50 bypass in Vermillion.
Blaine's Body Shop. Automotive collision repair.
Now online at blainesbodyshop.com.
Need a new set of tires? Look to Carlson's Body Shop in Beersford. How about some accessories like WeatherTech floor mats, access roll-up truck covers, bed liners, remote car starters, and thousands of other products. Hey, you can look at everything at your convenience online too at carlsonsbodyshop.com. No wonder the song says,
Bring it down to Carlson's Body Shop, your complete car care center.
Clay County Abstract and Title Company has a complex job that boils down to something very simple: helping you purchase your dream with confidence. When investing in a new home, a new site for your business, or piece of property, you want peace of mind that the property is truly yours. Clay County Abstract and Title Company has been doing just that since 1946. Clay County Abstract and Title Company, proud supporters of Vermillion activities and proud to be a part of your dreams come true.
Vermillion Tanager football on ESPN Radio 101.5 FM, 1570 AM KVTK, KVTK.com, and Vermillion streaming on YouTube. Well, I'm Michael Schumacher alongside Eve Holly. We are bringing you some Vermillion Tanager football from a beautiful setting here in Custer, South Dakota. And we are getting ready for the Vermillion Tanagers at 1-3 and the Custer Wildcats at 0-4. It's homecoming for Custer. They're introducing Custer cheerleaders right now. So just looking at the stats for Custer on the season. Their leading passer. Sorry about that. I had the wrong stats here. So Roland Sedlacek, the junior quarterback, 6'4", is their leading passer on the season. With looks like there's only stats for a couple of games in there. 241 yards passing, 2 touchdowns, 3 interceptions, quarterback rating of 48.8. Rushing, leading rusher on the season is Bailey, the senior, number 35. That is Ryder Bailey, the 5'10 senior. 19 carries for 40 yards. Imermino, the sophomore, 7 carries for 13 yards. And Sedlacek has 12 carries for 14 yards. On the season again, Custer is 0-4 for Vermillion. Their leading passer on the season is Nolan Nygren. Now, he took over for Hayden Christofferson. Nygren is 17 of 38 for 44.7%. Hayden Christofferson was 26 of 54 for 48% on the season. As you heard Coach O'Boyle say, they are hoping that Christofferson might be able to come back, but Nygren's doing a great job in his stead with 241 yards. Yards per catch is 14.2. Rushing, the leading rusher on the season is Ryan Chapman, averaging 3.6 yards per carry, 50 carries for 181 yards. Really, 181 out of the 208 yards rushing for the team. Leading receivers for Vermillion, Zone Robinson has 15 catches for 135 yards on the season. Connor Roerick, 5 catches for 151. Then Braden Bickett, 3 for 128, as well as Connor Peterson. Sorry, didn't see that down there. 14 for 128. And I see somebody with a Gorillas sweatshirt down there. Makes me think of Clint Eastwood. Sorry. And Eve's like, she can't hear me, so that's okay. She would just be shaking her head in dismay and disgust at me anyhow, so that's okay. So those are the leading offensive players for Vermillion. Vermillion will be in their white uniforms and red trim, red numbers with black trim around it. And Custer is in their purple uniforms with the gold lettering and numbering. So we're going to take a 3-minute timeout. We'll take a 3-minute timeout. We'll be back in 3 minutes on ESPN Radio 1015 AM 1570 KVTK.
Whether you're in the market to purchase a new home for your family, you want to sell your existing home, or you're a student looking to rent an apartment, Dakota Realty and Property Management can fit your needs. Being locally owned and with over 150 years of combined experience, they are the experts at helping you find your new home. Go to Dakota Realty and Property Management because they like what they do. Dakota Realty is a proud supporter of Vermillion Athletics. Dakota Realty and Property Management, located at 125 East Cherry Street, Vermillion.
Digital Solutions started small, but now we're growing as FDS provides live streaming coverage for over 20 schools across 3 different states on our Fuller Digital Solutions YouTube channel. Subscribe to get notified when we go live for your school events. Big events are captured live, and your business can get noticed with advertising during our live streams. Local talent and camera operators are encouraged to contact us too for future employment. No experience necessary. We will train. For information about advertising or working with Fuller Digital Solutions, email us and follow us on Facebook.
Interior technicians.
I'm ready for my big role, Jerry.
What do you mean?
You said I'd be in your next 30 commercials.
No. I said Intech has over 30 years of commercial cleaning experience. You know, like offices, so they can ensure happy visitors and a healthy workforce.
I gotta say, there's something kind of cool about a natural echo coming off the hill right across from you. So we'll be having the coin flip here as the Custer Pep Band, Marching Band played the national anthem. Like I said, there's something about a natural echo that comes off the mountain across the way. It's kind of cool. So again, Custer with those, I really like their uniforms. All purple with the gold or yellow gold lettering, piping, and the purple helmets with the yellow gold face mask and yellow gold Wildcat on the side. They're a snappy look. So in both of these teams, it's a stark contrast to what we saw with West Central last week. West Central started the season with 105 kids out for football. One of the larger, if not the largest, Class A football team. They're not necessarily the largest school, but they have such a tradition in football that they definitely get the kids to come out. That's for sure. So again, they're out there for the coin flip. And Custer has some more of the more hardcore music that I've heard played and as we await. And Custer will begin receiving. They will move left to right. Custer or Vermillion will move right to left. So kicking for Vermillion will be Raleigh French. We'll see who's back deep for Custer. There's a sun out that direction, so we'll see. So this is Eve's first game just working solo. You know, I'm not going to help her, so if she screws up, it's on her. I guess that's what we get for paying in experience and exposure. So back for Custer, number 19, Daniel Imarino. Raleigh French set to kick off. And here's the kick from French. That'll come down between Imarino and Scott. So Custer will start. First and 10 from the 20-yard line. Their quarterback, number 5, Roland Sedlacek, will come out. And Vermillion's defense, definitely one of their strong suits this season so far. So Sedlacek under center. In the I formation, 1 receiver left, 2 right. Here's a handoff, met in the backfield is Scott. Bounces off, makes the corner, he's to the 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 45, he is out at the Vermillion 40-yard line. That is a 40-yard rush for Tyron Scott. So that's the way you want to start the game if you're Custer. Almost wrapped up in the backfield, bounces off, makes the corner. So now it's first and 10, 10 seconds gone here in the first quarter. As Custer comes to the line, Sedlacek under center. With Ryder Bailey as the up back, Scott is the deep back. Handoff to Scott again, this time met, and he is down at the 42. Loss of 2 on that second rush. Brings his yards per carry down to 19. The clock will continue to run. 11:30 to go here in the first quarter, very early in the game. And for those looking for an update, the Bucks are leading T 37-14 with 1 minute and a half to go in the third. And Scott gets back to the original line of scrimmage. So gain of 2. So Scott has 40 yards on 3 carries of 13.3 yards per rush. So ball's at the 40-yard line. Never mind the camera or anything, anybody. That's okay. Here's the snap to Sedlacek, rolls to his left, and he is pressured, and that is dropped. So, on 3rd and 10, pass is incomplete. That'll make it 4th and 10 from the 40-yard line. Have to maybe expect that Custer will go for it. You can gain some yardage, but if you get a touchback. So we'll see. So 4th and 10, 10:26 to go here in the first quarter. Oh, and it looks like Sedlacek is also their punter, so he is back at his own 47, 48-yard line. Back deep are Zone Robinson and Lara for Vermillion. Here's the kick. High. Off to the left, and that will roll into the end zone for a touchback. So a net of 20 yards. So Vermillion will take over at their own 20-yard line. Net 40-yard punt. Net gain of 20 for Roland Sedlacek as Vermillion takes over for the first time tonight. They are led by Nolan Nygren. So 1st and 10 from the 20-yard line. Again, Nolan Nygren in the shotgun. Ryan Chapman to his left, 2 receivers left, 2 receivers right. Now in motion, Connor Rohrig. Here's the snap. Quick pass to Zone Robinson over at the 20, 22, 25. And he is out of bounds. It looks at the 27. Nope, 26. So 6-yard pass play.
Just over 5 for the Tanagers. It'll be 2nd and 5.
They say 2nd and 5. I say 2nd and 4. I don't know what the screen says, but it better say the right thing. And here's Nygren under center. Rohrig in motion. And here's the snap, the pitch to Chapman. Tries to make it around the corner, and he does. He makes it to the 31-yard line. Gain of 5 yards for Ryan Chapman. And that is a first down for Vermillion at the 31-yard line. Nice play from under center. Nice pitch by Nygren to Chapman. So 9:47, the clock runs. Nygren brings the play in from the sidelines. Three receivers, close set on the right-hand side. Zone Robinson isolated left. Chapman motions out to the left. He's now wide left. Nobody in the backfield. Nygren with the pass to Chapman, and he makes it to the, looks like a gain of about 9 for Chapman on that pass. That'll be a yard short of the first down, but that makes Nygren 2 of 2 for 15 yards. And it will be 2nd and, boy, that is not a great spot. It's really 2nd and 2, but they have 2nd and 1 on the scoreboard here. I think they thought, like I did, that he made it to the 40. So here's 8:52 to go. Nygren in the shotgun. Here's the handoff. No, he keeps it, and he is wrapped up. No flag. I thought there'd be a face mask. But Nygren loses 5 on the quarterback keeper. And so again, as an update, Yankton leads T by a score of 37-14. And over in Gayville, the Cubs of Alcester-Hudson will probably remain undefeated. They lead the Raiders 46-14. Here, scoreless with 8:12 and counting to go. Here's the snap. Chapman with the ball gets back to the original line of scrimmage. No, not the original line of scrimmage. Line of scrimmage for the last play. So that'll make it 4th and about 1.
It's going to be 4th and 2 for the Tanagers. Wildcat territory.
It'll be interesting. I think Vermillion might go for it here. But it's always hard to tell. Nygren is also the punter. But 2 receivers wide right, 2 receivers left. Chapman lined up to the left of Nygren. Here's the snap. Quick pass to Zone Robinson, and that will be a first down. Gain of 5 yards. So Nygren is now 3 for 3 for 20 yards. As the clock continues to run, 7:17 to go here in the first quarter. As Vermillion continues their march down the field, they started at the 20-yard line. 6 plays in, they're at the 43-yard line, 44. Nygren in the shotgun, Chapman to his left, 2 receivers left, 2 receivers right. Here's the snap. And the ball's knocked out of his hands, but Nygren does recover. But he will lose 6 yards on the fumble. So great defensive effort by Custer.
That's a loss of 5. We'll bring up 2nd and 15 for Vermillion.
Boy, the PA guy just insists on being 1 yard different than me every time. That's okay. That's okay. I'm used to being wrong. We do apologize for the people walking in front of the camera. I'm not sure why they can't see it, but here's the handoff to Chapman straight up the middle, and he will gain about 5 yards. So right now Chapman has 3 carries for 14 yards. So that'll make it 3rd and 11 for Vermillion from the their own 43-yard line. We'll see what pass or what play they bring in from the sidelines as Nygren lines up in the shotgun. Zone Robinson splits out wide right. 3 receivers bunched left. Now Larson in motion, moves wide right. Here's the snap to Nygren, and he gets him away from trouble, and he's looking for a pass, and that is going to be just skipped to Larson. That is Nygren's first incompletion, and that'll make it 4th and 11 for Vermillion. And I believe they will punt on this one. And I'm seeing plates out there with sloppy joes and chips, corn, beans. Man, they do it right here. Holy moly. And back to punt is Nygren. There's the kick. That gets back to the 20. Return man slips. Does slip a couple of tackles, and he makes it back to the 35-yard line. So that is a 15-yard return for Custer. On a 37-yard punt, that was Brady Virtue with that return. So Custer takes over. So here's the snap to Sedlacek, hands off to Scott. Scott gains 1 yard. All right, 2nd and 10. I have him for 2nd and 9, but Sedlacek under center. Scott. Oh, Sedlacek keeps it, and he will be tackled at the 40-yard line after a gain of 3. So that'll make it 3rd and 6. As 4:18 remains here in the first quarter. Custer has the ball at their own 40-yard line. Looks like Sedlacek will be under center. I believe Ryder Bailey is the lone back in the backfield. 2 receivers left, 2 receivers right. Here's a pass, and that is incomplete. That'll make it 4th and 6 for Custer. And that'll stop the clock with 3:55 remaining. So Sedlacek back to punt. He's on his own 27-yard line. Back deep are Lara and Zone Robinson. Elijah Lara and zone, and that punt not nearly as good. That'll go out of bounds at about the 28-yard line of Vermillion. So a 32-yard punt. And that's where Vermillion will take over. So they'll put the ball at the 28-yard line as Vermillion had a good drive going last time, just a fumble or a ball that was knocked out of Nygren's hand kind of set him back, and it was just hard to recover from that. So here's Nygren in the backfield with Ryan Chapman back there. Here's Rorig in motion, 2 receivers left, 1 right. Handoff to Chapman. Chapman makes the corner, and he makes it out to the 37-yard line. That'll be a gain of about 9. Gain of 9 will make it 2nd and 1 for Vermillion. So 3:23 and counting. Vermillion comes to the line. Nygren will stay back in the shotgun. Chapman will be to his right. 3 receivers right. Zone Robinson, isolated left. Here's the snap. Nygren with the quick pass to Larson. Larson breaks the tackle, and he will make it up to the 50-yard line. That is a 13-yard gain for Larson. And I have Nygren as 4 of 5 from the 4 of 5 passing so far for 33 yards. It's a pretty efficient game so far for Nygren. Here's the snap. Hands off to Chapman. Chapman around the right-hand side, trying to make the corner. Runs into his own man, but he breaks that tackle. Makes it down to the 38-yard line. And that's going to be a 12-yard gain for Chapman. Chapman has 35 yards on 5 carries here in the first quarter with 2:15 to go. And Vermillion is on the Custer side of the ball field. I mean, that was an odd turn of phrase. I apologize. Here's Nygren back in the shotgun. Chapman to his left. 3 receivers left, 1 right. Nygren will keep it. Bounces off the left-hand side. Makes a cut, and he is down to the 30-yard line. That'll be about... Nope, they're going to count him down. Nope, he is down to the 30-yard line. So that's going to be a gain of about 7 for Nygren. 2nd and 3. I think the PA guy was looking at the wrong official. So here's Nygren. Right now he's under center. Chapman back deep, 3 receivers right. Zone Robinson, isolated left. Here's the snap. Fake pitch. Nygren over the middle, and that is intercepted. Intercepted by Roland Sedlacek. He's back to the 25, back to the 30, and that's where he'll be taken down by Raleigh French. Interception by Roland Sedlacek. So Custer takes over 1st and 10. Vermillion was driving, had a really nice drive going. But that interception over the middle by Nygren gives Custer the ball at the 30 with 1:09 to go here in the first quarter. Sedlacek in the backfield in shotgun. Bailey next to him, and he will keep it, and he will go ahead for about 3 yards for Sedlacek.
Caleb Lara was the first tanager there. Gain of a couple yards on the play. It'll be 2nd and 8.
They're going to call it 2nd and 8 with 49 seconds to go here in the first quarter. Just as a score update, Yankton still leads Teague with 7:30 to go in the fourth quarter. Yankton leads 37-20. Now here's Sedlacek under center. Scott and Bailey in the backfield. Handoff to Bailey. Bounces off, but he is tackled, and that'll be about a 2-yard loss. Make it 3rd and 9 for Ryder Bailey. Connor Peterson, first man on the scene for Vermillion. So 3rd and 9, and that will be the end of the first quarter, and that's how it'll end, 0-0. We'll be back in 1 minute on ESPN Radio, 101.5 AM 1570 KVTK, and Vermillion streaming on YouTube.
Knutson Family Dentistry in Vermillion, they strive to provide the highest quality patient-centered dental care in a friendly, relaxing atmosphere. Knutson Family Dentistry works hard to provide the best cosmetic, general, and emergency dental treatment in the area. With over 50 years of combined dental experience, the latest dental technology, and a professional and compassionate staff, they're your top choice for dental care. Call for an appointment at 605-857-8008. Knutson Family Dentistry of Vermillion.
Interior technicians.
I'm ready for my big role, Jerry.
What do you mean?
You said I'd be in your next 30 commercials.
No. I said Intech has over 30 years of commercial cleaning experience. You know, like offices, so they can ensure happy visitors and a healthy workforce.
So the shoot's in an office? I can make that work.
Oh my goodness. When you need it clean, call the Intech team.
All right, we are back at Custer Football Field after 1. Custer 0, Vermillion 0. Vermillion had one good drive that was stalled by a fumble, by kind of a strip of the quarterback. Then another good drive that was just ended with an interception. But Custer's now facing 3rd and 9 from their own 31-yard line. So Sedlacek is under center, and there's a flag on the field. So we'll see what this penalty is. Delay a game, looks like. So that'll be a 5-yard penalty. Will make it 3rd and 14. 3rd and 14 for Custer from the 26-yard line. So Sedlacek under center, Bailey at the up back, Scott the tailback. Here's the rollout right, here's the pass, and that is going to be out of bounds. That'll be incomplete. That'll make it 4th and 15. So 4th and 14, 15. We're all over the map here, but that's okay. 4th and 14 for Custer from their own 27-yard line. They will be looking to punt. Sedlacek is their punter. Both of these teams, their quarterbacks are their punters, which do make for nice potential fakes. Back deep, Elijah Lara and Zone Robinson for Vermillion. Here's the kick, and that is high. That'll drop at about the 45, roll out at the 41-yard line of Vermillion. About a 35-yard punt. And Vermillion will take over at their own 41-yard line, looking to get their first points of the night. So here's Nygren in the shotgun. Ryan Chapman behind him. 3 receivers right, Zone Robinson left. Hand off to Chapman off the right-hand side, and he's gone. That's to the 40 and down to the 35-yard line. Gain of 24 yards for Ryan Chapman. Down to the 35-yard line. That'll be 1st and 10 for Vermillion. So Nygren in the shotgun with Chapman lined up to his left. Zone Robinson isolated left. 3 receivers right. Nygren will keep it, and he is off to the left-hand side. Nice sealed off block by Zone Robinson. It's a race for the goal line, and Nygren is in for a touchdown. That is a 35-yard touchdown run by Nolan Nygren for the first points of the game. I don't see any flags. Nice block by Zone Robinson to break Nygren for the remaining 20 yards. So Vermillion with 10:58 to go in the first quarter is up 6-0. And it does appear that they are going to go for 2. I don't see Raleigh French out there. They are going for 2. Nygren is not back there. It's Chapman. And Caleb Lara, here's the Wildcat to Lara. Lara on the left-hand side, and he is going to be short. He will be stopped. So with 10:58 to go, Vermillion leads 6-0. We'll be back in 30 seconds on ESPN Radio, 101.5 AM 1570 KVTK.
You are self-motivated, accountable, and eager to learn new skills. We'd love to talk to you about a rock star career. Masaba in Vermillion is hiring full and part-time manufacturing positions for the rock industry. Masaba provides comprehensive training in a clean, safe, and state-of-the-art facility. Masaba offers competitive wages, a fun and interesting work environment and culture. Join our team of rock stars. Visit masabainc.com to learn more.
We are back at Custer football field, 10:58 to go in the second quarter, and Vermillion has taken a 6-0 lead on a 59-yard touchdown drive, led by, with just 2 plays. A 24-yard run by Ryan Chapman and a 35-yard run by Nolan Nygren. Raleigh French will kick off from the 40. Back deep, Imarino and Scott. Here's French with the kick. That goes deep. And that'll go through the end zone for a touchback. Custer will start at their own 20-yard line. So again, on a 2-play drive, Vermillion went 59 yards on the back of 24-yard rush by Ryan Chapman and a 35-yard touchdown run by Nolan Nygren. Ball was just retrieved out of the end zone. I have not seen that before. So Custer comes to the line. Roland Sedlacek under center. Ryder Bailey as the up back. Tyron Scott as the tailback. One receiver left, one receiver right. Here's the handoff. Oh no, that is not Tyron Scott. That was Coulter Gerard with that carry. And that was a gain of about 1. Imarino comes in for Gerard. So Daniel Imarino in the backfield. Ryder Bailey is the up back. One receiver left, one receiver right. Sedlacek under center. Here's the pitch to Imarino. Tries to make the corner, and he is unable to escape the grasp of Caleb Lara. He did gain 6 yards. That'll make it 3rd and 4. So that'll make it 3rd and 4. So again, Sedlacek under center. I think it's still Imarino in the backfield. Ryder Bailey. And they drew. Oh no, they did draw Vermillion off sides. That was Jackson Heine that came across. And that'll be a first down because of that penalty. So with 9:33 to go, Custer gets a first down. They're now at their own 32-yard line. Sedlacek under center. Bailey is the up back. And he gets it to Bailey, and Bailey bowls ahead for about 5 yards, maybe 6. Heck, I think he got 7. 7 yards for Bailey. They're going to say 2nd and 5. I say 2nd and 4. That's okay. So from the 38-yard line of Custer, 8:53 to go here in the second quarter, Vermillion leads 6-0. Roland Sedlacek for Custer is under center. Fakes the handoff. Here's the pass, and that is batted down.
Solachek's ball is batted down.
Can't see the number.
3rd and 15 for the Wildcats. 3rd and 5.
Braden Bickett with that beat down, bat down of the ball. Braden Bickett ball bat down. That's a lot of bees. So 3rd and 4, 3rd and 5, long 4, short 5. 8:37 to go here in the second quarter. Custer trying to keep this drive alive. Roland Sedlacek comes up to the line. Under center, Ryder Bailey is the up back. And here's the handoff to Scott, and he is tackled in the backfield. And that was tackled by Connor Rohrig. That is a loss of about 4.
4th and 7 for the Wildcats.
So after that first 40-yard run for Tyron Scott, he's really been held in check. 4 rushes for a -3 yards. I never did ask you, Eve, did you want a headset so you could contribute? Nope, that's a no. All right. So 4th and 7. Here's Sedlacek back at his 20. Here's the kick. That's going to land at about the Vermillion 45. Roll to the Vermillion 40-yard line. So with 7:53 to go here in the second quarter in Custer, Nebraska. Custer, South Dakota. Vermillion will take over 1st and 10 at their own 40-yard line. Looking to extend that 6-0 lead. As we just rocked out to the CNC Music Factory. We're just hoping people duck as they go by the camera, but they're not. Here's the handoff to Ryan Chapman. Chapman goes ahead for 14 yards. I mean, it's not a hidden camera. That's okay, though. So, Vermillion now with 1st and 10 from Custer's 46-yard line. Custer's hoping to make a stand here. As Nygren is back at his 50 in the shotgun. Hands off to Chapman. Oh, ball's on the ground, and that is recovered by Custer at the 45-yard line. Just a bad handoff. No, what are they saying? They're giving Vermillion possession. Wow. I thought Custer had that wrapped up and they were down on the ground. That is huge. I thought Custer had control of that. I'm going to have to go back and look at that later, but wow. Okay, that is a huge call. So 7:28 to go and counting. 2nd and 9. Here's the pitch to Chapman on the left-hand side. He's going to be wrapped up for a four-yard loss on Chapman. As this Custer crowd goes wild, they were upset by that call that gave possession back to Vermillion. And I'll be honest, I can't blame them. I thought Custer had wrapped it up and we're just laying on the ground with it. But ref saw something else. So this makes it 3rd and 14 from the 49-yard line. Nygren back in the shotgun. Chapman to his right. 3 receivers right, 1 left. And here's a pass by Chapman over the head to Larson. And he is down at the 26-yard line. That is a 23-yard pass play to Larson. That is a beautifully placed pass by Nygren. Beautiful catch by Larson. And Vermillion 1st and 10 from the 26-yard line. Looks like we might have a... Thought maybe we're having an equipment malfunction with the chain or something. But nope, 6:13 to go. And counting. Nygren back in the shotgun. Chapman to his right. 2 receivers left, 2 receivers right. Rohrig in motion to the left. Here's the handoff up the middle to Chapman, and he is bulls ahead to the 20-yard line. That'll be a 6-yard gain for Chapman. Make it 2nd and 4. And the clock continues to run as Vermillion leads 6-0. 5:44 to go here in the second quarter. Nygren and Vermillion have spent a lot of time on the Custer side of the field, but only 6 points to show for it. Here's the snap to Nygren, and hands off to Chapman, who was met in the backfield. He fumbles, but that was after he was down and gained 2 yards down to the 18-yard line. That is going to be a timeout for Vermillion. So we'll be back. Vermillion leads 6-0 with 5:11 to go here in the second quarter. We'll be back in 1 minute on ESPN Radio 101.5 AM 1570 KVTK and Vermillion streaming on YouTube.
Midwest Ready Mix Equipment is your locally owned and operated ready mix company. Their specialty, 6x6 front discharge mixer trucks that allows for better placement of concrete and ease of use. Midwest Ready Mix Equipment offers the highest quality of concrete products and aggregate, and also a full-service dealer for low-gun equipment featuring telehandlers, excavators, and ASB track skid loaders for purchase or rent. Midwest Ready Mix Equipment, East Highway 50, Vermillion.
Your crew is craving Pizza Ranch? It's easy to order online at pizzaranch.com. Online ordering makes it fast and easy to order craveable crispy ranch chicken or build your favorite pizza exactly how you like it. And now, for even more convenience, place your favorite order with just one tap. So when you're craving pizza or the country's best chicken, go to pizzaranch.com and start your order. For craveable food and convenient online ordering, there's so much to love at Pizza Ranch.
3rd and 2, Connor Rohrig in motion. Here's the snap to Nygren. Handoff to, no, Nygren keeps it. And he, is going to bull ahead. He is going to be to the 15-yard line. No, they're going to rule him down at the 17. It's going to be 4th and about half a yard to go. So it does appear that Vermillion will go for it. 4:44 and counting. With 43 seconds to go in the game, Yankton will win, leading T by the score of 37-26. Here's Nygren with the quarterback sneak, and he will get the first down and then some with a 3-yard quarterback sneak by Nolan Nygren. So 4:18 and counting. Vermillion with a 6-0 lead here in the second quarter. Vermillion's had a couple of good drives. One was stalled as the ball was stripped from Nygren's hand. He was able to recover it, but that loss led to just stalling the drive. Then an interception deep in Custer territory, and then a fumble that may not have been a fumble, may have been an odd call, has sustained this drive. So here's 1st and 10. Nygren rolls left, quick pass, and that is batted down. I'm not sure what gentleman's upset with over here. Incomplete pass. That is 2nd and 10. I agreed with him on the fumble. I've disagreed with him on a few others, so I don't know. He's not my best source. So 3:44 clock is stopped with the incomplete pass. 2nd and 10 for Vermillion from the 15-yard line. So Yankton moves to 4-1 on the season with their defeat of T area. Here's the handoff from Nygren to Chapman. Chapman bulls ahead down to about the 8-yard line, a gain of 7 for Chapman. Well, they just said there's lots going on at halftime for homecoming, so we might be taking some ads, depending on if I can talk over it or not. We'll see. 3:20 to go here in the second quarter. Vermillion leads 6-0. They are driving. They are at about the 8-yard line of Custer. It's 3rd and 5. Here's the snap to Nygren. Handoff to Chapman straight ahead. Keeps those legs turning. He is down to about the 3. Will that be enough for a first down? And that is a first down. That is a 5-yard gain, maybe a 6-yard gain for Chapman. It's now 1st and goal for Vermillion from about the 3-yard line.
50-50 tickets are going around. We'll be drawing at halftime. We'll be drawing in the third quarter.
There are 50-50 tickets. Here's the play, and that will be stopped. Couldn't see. That was a keeper by Nygren. Nygren, it's a gain of about 1, down to the 1-yard line. So 2nd and goal from the 1. You'll see the 50-50 ticket people come into camera view here shortly, as I don't think they see the camera. Oh, second one did. She ducked. They're apologizing, and that's okay. Don't worry about it. Hopefully you're selling tickets. Here's Nygren, under center. Rohrig in motion. Straight ahead by Nygren, and he is in for a touchdown. Now the key to that whole drive, though, is going to be that fumble discussion back at about the 50. They're going to take a look at that, and they'll see, was that a fumble or not? Nobody's going to take a look at it and change it, but that could be a momentous moment. So, with 1:50 to go, Vermillion in the second quarter. Vermillion leads 12-0. Raleigh French back for the extra point attempt. Connor Rohrig with the hold. And it's a bad snap, bad fake, and Connor Rohrig will be taken down. So, the second straight unsuccessful extra point or point after attempt. With 1:50 to go, Vermillion leads 12-0. We'll be back in 1 minute on ESPN Radio, 101.5 AM 1570 KVTK, and Vermillion streaming on YouTube.
The Perks card from Pump and Pack? Well, guess what? There's an addition, not just a card, it's an app. The Pump and Perks app and the Pump and Perks card from Pump and Pack, Vermillion. Just go to their Facebook page, Pump and Pack, and scan the QR code and you're in. Or go to the store, Pump and Pack, and get the card. Then download the app. Each one does the same thing. Like give you 5 cents off per gallon every day, except for Sunday, it's doubled with the Perks card from Pump and Pack, Vermillion.
Back, there was a flag, so Vermillion gets another shot. This time they will go for 2, as it's now down on the 1-yard line. Nygren alone in the backfield. Quick pass over to Larson. Larson will be into the end zone for the 2-point conversion. So now with 1:50 left, we'll be back in 1 minute. Vermillion leads 14-0. We'll be back on ESPN Radio 101.5 AM 1570 KVTK.
Welcome to Runnings in Vermillion. Shop their great lineup of clothes for women. Names like Ariat and Carhartt for men. Boots and shoes and kids' clothing. Runnings has a large supply of animal food and accessories. Love the outdoors? See the selection of ammo, firearms, and fishing equipment. For everything you need, walk through the doors at Runnings, your home, farm, and outdoor store, Vermillion.
All right, and we are back. 14-0, Vermillion leads on the that 60-yard drive. So Daniel Imerino and Tyron Scott are back deep for Custer as Raleigh French will kick off for Vermillion. And French approaches the ball. Here's the kick. Back deep to Imerino. Fields it at the 10. He's at the 15 to the 20, 25, and meets a defender head on. And he'll be out at about the 28-yard line, which is where Custer will take over with 1:47 to go here in the second quarter. Roland Sedlacek will bring him under center. One thing I noticed, Tyron Scott is limping just a little bit. We'll see if that affects the game plan of this Custer Wildcat team. As Scott had that 40-yard run to start the game for Custer. So Sedlacek brings the team under center. Ryder Bailey is the up back. Tyron Scott is the deep back. 1 receiver split left, 2 receivers split right. Sedlacek rolls to his right. Here's a deep pass. And that is incomplete. Just out of the reach just out of the reach of Brady Virtue. So with a minute 40 to go, it's now 2nd and 10 for Custer from the 30-yard line. At the half, we'll kind of take a look around the state. We'll go over some stats. As right now, Vermillion leads Custer 14-0 with a minute 40 to go. Out of the shotgun, here's to Sedlacek. Keeps it to the right. There is a flag on the field as Sedlacek keeps the legs churning before knowing the penalty. That's a gain of 7 yards, but we will see. It was out of the backfield. I'm having a feeling it's probably a hold, unfortunately. But that was a nice piece of running, and yes, it is a hold on Custer. That will negate a nice 7-yard run by Sedlacek. And that will move Custer back with a minute 33 to go. So now it's 2nd and 20 for Custer from the 20-yard line. And the clock is moving, a minute 27 and counting. Sedlacek back in the shotgun again. Ryder Bailey set to his right. 3 receivers left, 1 receiver wide right. Sedlacek looking the way of the 3 receivers, and that is deep, and that is defended by Zone Robinson. No flag on the field, so that'll make it 3rd and 20 for Custer from their own 20-yard line. Nice piece of defense by Zone. The receiver for Custer did have position, but Zone was able to time his reach to bat the ball away. That was Kyle Virtue that had position for Custer. So 3rd and 20, a minute 12 to go. If Vermillion can get a stop here, they could get good field position. You have to think that they would probably call a timeout. So Sedlacek takes the snap, hands it off to Imerino, and he will get ahead to about the 24. So a gain of 4. Will make it 4th and 16, and Vermillion does take that timeout. So with a minute 8 to go, we'll be back with Vermillion leading 14-0 here in the first half. We'll be back in 1 minute on ESPN Radio 101.5 FM, 1570 AM KVTK, and Vermillion streaming on YouTube.
Sherco in Vermillion is a full-service service center. Sherco LLC is an industry-leading supplier of tarp systems to the transportation industry and is located in Vermillion, South Dakota. Sherco Vermillion supports their customers in the agricultural, construction, waste, and flatbed markets. Become a part of the Sherco team. Go to sure-co.com, about us/careers. Demand the best. Demand Sherco.
Visit our sleep experts at the Yankton Slumberland. With over 50 mattresses to choose from, we carry every price, free financing options, and the most trusted brands in the nation like Stearns & Foster, Sealy, and Tempur-Pedic. Snoring or lower back pain tormenting you? Seek relief with an adjustable power base. Fall asleep faster and cooler with our sheets and pillow selection. With a 120-night sleep trial, you can't make a mistake. See us today at the Yankton Slumberland, 2401 Broadway.
Sedlacek back to punt from his own 10. Does get that away. Zone Robinson looks to maybe pick it up. Nope, that'll roll to the 32. Zone Robinson does get away. So that ends up being a 43-yard punt for Sedlacek. I think Zone Robinson's going to watch that game film and wish he had come up on that ball maybe a little bit quicker. So with 58 seconds to go in the first half, Vermillion takes over from their own 32-yard line. Now here's the pass from Nygren over the middle to Zone Robinson, and that is incomplete. Well defended. Well defended by Daniel Imerino. That'll make it 2nd and 10 with 53 seconds to go here in the first half. Nygren brings the play in from the sidelines. Again, it's Custer's homecoming. So Nygren in shotgun. Ryan Chapman behind him. Zone Robinson isolated right. 3 receivers left. Here's the snap. Nygren looks, rolls left. Finds Lara, and he will be down at the 45-yard line. That will be a first down after a gain of 13. Quick snap to Larson. Larson with a 4-yard gain.
Nice play by Russ Bailey.
Timeout Vermillion. We'll be back in 30 seconds on ESPN Radio, 101.5 AM 1570 KVTK, KVTK.com, and Vermillion streaming on YouTube.
Save means you're sort of protecting yourself. My mom and dad told me how to be safe. It's like super duper important. Hold a grown-up's hands. Put a helmet on because you might hurt your head super duper bad.
Protect their future by protecting yours with your local State Farm agent, Dick Sunday.
I can make your hands clap. 14-0, 29 seconds to go here in the first half. Vermillion has the ball. 2nd and 7 from their own 48-yard line. So 29 seconds to go. See if Vermillion can get a first down, maybe get out of bounds. Get a chance to score. Nygren in shotgun. Chapman behind him. 3 receivers left, 1 right. Nygren, and he is going to go down. And that will probably be the end of the first half as Nygren will go down at his own 41-yard line. That is a loss, and that'll make it 3rd and 14. 9, 8, 7, 6. Nygren in the shotgun. I think they're just going to let it run down. And that's the way the first half will end. Vermillion 14, Custer nothing. We'll be back with our Carlson's Body Shop halftime show after this 3-minute timeout on ESPN Radio, 101.5 AM 1570 KVTK, KVTK.com, and Vermillion streaming on YouTube.
Get the finest wood in the neighborhood, down at the lumberyard, down at the lumberyard.
But it's not just wood at the lumberyard. With a wide variety of quality building materials, the folks at the lumberyard can help you with all of your project needs. Whether it be paint, siding, cabinets, windows, or of course lumber, the lumberyard is ready to help. The best wood in the neighborhood at the lumberyard, 1000 West Cherry Street in Vermillion.
You ready to start a career with an exciting team? Thermobond is looking to add to our team of experts. We offer competitive wages, a positive work environment, and on-the-job training. Thermobond is headquartered in Elk Point, South Dakota, and for over 30 years we've been providing lightweight and precast solutions for multiple industries nationwide. Check us out and see if you'd like to start a new career with us today.
Vermillion Medical Clinic has an ongoing mission to provide areas with quality health care and convenient access to medical professionals. Our patients at Vermillion Medical Clinic value our dedicated primary care physicians, compassionate PAs, and consistently scheduled outreach specialty care. If you have health questions, need a screening, or have medical concerns for yourself or family members, call us for an appointment or visit VermillionMedicalClinic.com. So much care, so close to home.
If you're looking for the perfect fit, Vermillion Vision Care Associates fits like the right pair of glasses. Vision Care Associates has its roots in family eye care, and the doctors are well known for being primary eye care providers. With the ability to treat and diagnose a variety of settings, Vermillion Vision Care Associates is the right fit for you. Plus, they can fit you into a new pair of glasses, sunglasses, or contacts that feel just right. With continuing education, see the best doctors at Vermillion Vision Care Associates.
Federal Credit Union, we believe in giving back the community that supports us. That's why our employees make it a priority to volunteer their time and talents to make a difference. Whether it's improving local causes, fighting hunger, or supporting our local zoo, our team is dedicated to making a positive impact in the lives of those around us. We're more than just a financial institution. We're a part of the community, working together to make it a better place for everyone. Your community, your credit union. Voyage Federal Credit Union.
Welcome back to Vermillion Tanager football at Custer Football Field in Custer, South Dakota. Alongside Eve Holly, I'm Michael Schumacher. We're both too pretty for radio, but this is where they have us. So we want to thank you. Vermillion leads 14-0 at the half. Vermillion had a number of drives. This could be much worse. There were a few drives that were killed. One was a great defensive play by Custer, where they were able to strip the ball from Nygren. He did recover, but it stalled the drive. And then an interception deep in Custer territory stalled another Vermillion drive. Otherwise, it could be 21 or 28-0. But right now, 14-0 on the back of two nice drives by Vermillion. Statistically, for Vermillion right now, Ryan Chapman has 13 carries for 90 yards. Nolan Nygren, 9 carries for 51 yards, but 2 of those were touchdown runs. One of them was a 35-yard touchdown run. That was a 2-play drive. Chapman ran for 24 yards. Nygren ran for 35, took him from the 41-yard line of Vermillion all the way into the end zone. Nolan Nygren is also 8 of 12 from the field for 75 yards, no touchdowns, 1 interception. Let's do a quick count here. 5, 10, 15, 24 members. She said 25, and I said, no way, and she said yes, and she was a liar. So she was much closer than my 12. But they're a great sounding band. So we'll keep that up there. And then when the band leaves the field, you will see the Carlson's Body Shop logo come onto the screen when the band is done. Like I said, Nygren is 8 of 12 for 75 yards with 1 interception. Leading receiver is Connor Larson with 42 yards on 4 carries, catches. One of those catches was a 2-point conversion. Zone Robinson, 2 catches for 11 yards. Ryan Chapman, 1 catch for 9 yards. And Caleb Lara, actually, 1 catch for 13 yards. Statistically for Custer, Tyron Scott has 37 yards on 5 carries. 40 of that came on the very first play from scrimmage. Roland Sidlacek has 6 yards on 2 carries. Ryder Bailey has 4 yards on 2 carries. Daniel Emarino has 10 yards on 2 carries. And Roland Sidlacek does not have any completions. So that is your statistical overview here on our Carlson's Body Shop halftime show. We'll be back in 2 minutes. We'll be back in 3 minutes on ESPN Radio 101.5, AM 1570 KVTK, KVTK.com, and Vermillion streaming on YouTube.
Worse than having to spend all day at the laundromat. A lot of them are hot, sticky, and smell bad. In Vermillion, you want to avoid that situation. Yuck. Eastgate Maytag Laundry is super clean and open 24 hours a day. Eastgate has super giant 60-pound washers and giant 70-pound dryers to make your wash day fly by. Eastgate is also located near many local restaurants if you want to grab a quick bite. Next time your laundry is piled up, pile into Eastgate Maytag Laundry, located next to Jimmy John's on Cherry Street in Vermillion.
The first bank in South Dakota was the easy part, earning the confidence of local farmers, helping families account for their dreams, and securing the future for countless businesses took us a little longer. We owe it to the hard workers, big dreamers, and forward thinkers out there. Thank you for making South Dakota a great place to call home.
Piper, the sign says it all. Flowers and gifts. The store is bustling with something new all the time.
There are flowers for any occasion, weddings, anniversary, birthday, or just to say I love you. There's coffee, soups, dips, and sweets. Need to give someone a chuckle? The socks say it all. Home decor, candles, jewelry, memorial items are all found at your gift store of Pied Piper Flowers and Gifts, corner of 15th and Broadway in Yankton. You can also shop online, and best of all, we deliver to
The wait when your furnace and AC needs repair by joining Larry's Heating and Cooling, Comfort Care, and Elite Care Club. Larry's Comfort Care Club features seasonal maintenance discounts on service and no overtime charges. Larry's Elite Club includes seasonal maintenance, free parts, free labor, free service calls, and both mean you are in front of the line for service. Call Larry's Heating and Cooling and sign up for the Comfort Care or Elite Care Club. Larry's Heating and Cooling, Yankton and Vermillion.
Nice.
Maytag appreciates the compliment, but this Maytag washer isn't just eye candy.
Wow.
Inside, it's got the capacity and power to handle even the mightiest loads.
I love this.
Yeah, she's a beaut.
It's a he.
How do you know?
Don't worry about it.
Find Maytag products and the industry's best appliances at your local dealer. Murph's Appliance, downtown Vermillion.
Your invitation to thrive in Yankton, South Dakota. Nestled on the bluffs of the Missouri River, plenty of outdoor adventures are waiting. Whether you work remote or in a traditional office, we have a spot for you. Quality healthcare, diverse manufacturing, progressive school system, Mount Marty University, and so much more. Explore with family and friends. Let's thrive together.
Welcome back to Custer Football Field, and I do have a correction to make. Connor Peterson, not Connor Larson. Do apologize. I had Connor Larson in a choir that I had, and he passed away last year. And I will take note to mention that based off of that, it is Suicide Prevention Awareness Month. So reach out to friends, reach out to family, reach out to people that you don't know who they have for friends and family. So I do apologize. It's Connor Peterson, not Connor Larson. I did not. I appreciate the people typing in and letting me know on the stream. Thank you so much. I did not mean to make that error. But again, I do want to take a moment to remember Connor Larson while we have him, while we have a moment. So thank you so much for letting us know. Appreciate that. At part of our Carlson's Body Shop halftime show, let's take a look around the state at some scores. As we already said, brought to you by the Vermillion Medical Clinic, the Yankton Bucks defeated T to solidify that second spot. If anybody votes T in second this time around, they're just homers, I guess. So Yankton defeats T area 37-26. So let's take a look around 11A. Let's start with 11A. Dakota Valley defeated Madison 12-7 earlier today. Vermillion, of course, leads Custer 14-0. Sioux Falls Christian at half leads Chamberlain 21-7. Del Rapids at the half leads Millbank 50-8. West Central defeats Canton 32-28 in a matchup that was honestly closer than I thought it was going to be. Lennox leads Beersford in a close matchup 12-7 with 1 minute to go in the first quarter, or first half. Spearfish leads Bellefouche 40-0 at the half. And no score update from Lakota Tech, Rapid City Christian. In 11 AAA, Sioux Falls Jefferson defeated Mitchell 63-0. Harrisburg leads Sioux Falls Roosevelt 35-13 with 8 minutes left in the fourth. Sioux Falls Washington and leads Rapid City Central, the Fighting Brandon Colpitzes, 7-6 at the half. In the matchup of the night, Sioux Falls Lincoln and Sioux Falls O'Gorman, number 1 versus number 2, are tied at 14 with one minute to go in the first quarter. Boy, that's a lot of points in a quarter for those two teams. Two good defenses, but in 11 AA, as I mentioned, Sioux Falls Jefferson defeated Mitchell 63-0. T falls to Yankton 37-26. Lapeer leads Watertown 28-14 with 10 minutes to go in the third. And Spearfish over Bellefouche 40-0 at half. Brookings leads Douglas, looking for their first win of the season. Brookings looks like they'll probably get that 17-0 at half. And at the half, Aberdeen Central leads Huron 10-0. And no score between Sturgis Brown, the Sturgis Brown Scoopers, and St. Thomas More. Both teams 2-2. We went over 11A. Looking at 11B. Wagner defeated Scotland Menno 50-0. Parker defeated Baltic 35-6. Elk Point Jefferson over Flandreau 55-6. Sioux Valley over McCook Central Montrose 34-14. Woonsocket Wessington Springs Sanborn Central leads Trip Delmont Armor Andes Central Dakota Christian 28-12 with 3 minutes to go. With 1 minute to go in the first half, Groton area leads Sisseton 14-0. At the half, Dual leads Dakota Hills 41-0. Hot Springs lead Deadwood 44-0 after 2 minutes left to go in the first half. Hill City over Miller Highmore Herald 22-0 with 7 minutes left to go in the second quarter. Clark Willow Lake leads Mobridge Pollock 7-0 at the half. Webster area over Redfield 27-0 with 5 minutes left to go in the second. Tri Valley defeated Mount Vernon Plankinton 17-0. And no score update yet in Lakota Tech Rapid City Christian or Sturgis Brown and St. Thomas More. In 9-man battles, Freeman Marion Freeman Academy defeated Colombe 64-12. Parkston over Garrettson 52-0. Hanson defeats number 1 Canastota 38-28. Gregory defeated Kimball White Lake 29-18. Wall defeated Lyman 38-0. Chester area leads Viborg Hurley 27-26 with 6 minutes to go in that game. Hamlin leads Castlewood 33-0 with 10 minutes to go in the first half. Elkton Lake Benton leads Iroquois Lake Preston 42-0 with 1 minute to go in the first half. Platte Geddes defeated Bonhomme 26-22. Dubrook area leads Florence Henry 50-0 with 3 minutes to go in the second. Britton Hecla over Arlington 24-0 at the half. Stanley County over White River 20-0 with 4 minutes left to go in the first half. And in a final, Howard defeated Irene Wakanda 53-0. Alcester Hudson defeated Gayville Vollen 52-22. Waverly South Shore over Northwestern 48-0. Del Rapids St. Mary over Oldham Ramona Rutland 36-6. Woolsey Wessington over Coleman Egan 41-14. Lemon McIntosh over Newell 28-0 at the end of one quarter. Centerville leads Esteline Hendricks 22-8 at the end of one quarter. Warner leads Fulton area 14-8 with 4 minutes left to go in the second. Elkton Lake Benton leads Iroquois Lake Preston 42-0 with 1 minute to go in the first half. And Dubrook area over Florence Henry 50-0 with 3 minutes left to go in the second. Timberlake over Faith 12-0 at the end of period 1. And Phillip leads New Underwood with 10 minutes to go in the first quarter 7-0. Hitchcock Tulare defeated Sunshine Bible Academy 52-0. Kadoka area over Jones County 30-0 at the half. Harriet Selby area over Sully Buttes 28-0. Avon and Corsica Stickney tied at 8 with 8 minutes to go in the second. Britton Hecla over Arlington 30-0 with 11 minutes to go in the third. And that is all for that. So that's going to be our scores from around the state, brought to you by the Vermillion Medical Clinic. We'll be back after these messages on ESPN Radio 101.5 AM 1570 KVTK, KVTK.com, and Vermillion streaming on YouTube.
If you're considering a new roof, you want to put your roof in the hands of Dave's Roofing. Dave's Roofing specializes in residential roofing and has over 10 years of experience. Dave's Roofing covers any job from a 60 to 80 mile radius of Sioux City and has a 10-man crew that completes most jobs in one day. Dave's Roofing will make sure the cleanup job is done right afterwards too. And the products installed are impact rated and eligible for homeowners insurance discounts. Look up Dave's Roofing on Facebook and check out the work that's been done and customer testimonials.
Welcome back to our coaches.
Olson, owner of Blaine's Body Shop in Vermillion. I grew up here, graduated here, and now have a business here. I'm proud to serve the community that has helped me live this dream. I have top-notch equipment, the latest in training, along with a work ethic and the desire to serve you. Should you need repairs in the future, please remember Blaine's Body Shop across from Polaris on the Highway 50 bypass in Vermillion.
Blaine's Body Shop. Automotive collision repair.
Now online at blainesbodyshop.com.
Need a new set of tires? Look to Carlson's Body Shop in Beersford. How about some accessories like WeatherTech floor mats, access roll-up truck covers, bed liners, remote car starters, and thousands of other products. Hey, you can look at everything at your convenience online too at carlsonsbodyshop.com. No wonder the song says,
Bring it down to Carlson's Body Shop, your complete car care center.
And with the kickoff, Vermillion will receive, and they are at the 28-yard line. So Nygren in the shotgun with 11:52 to go. Connor Rohrig in motion, hands off to Ryan Chapman. Chapman unable to reach the corner, and he'll be taken down. Looks like no gain. Here's the snap to Nygren. Quick pass, and that is broken up. So that'll make it 3rd and 10. So 11:10 to go, 3rd and 10. Trying to catch the play, but I have somebody standing in front of me here. So Nygren in the shotgun, 3 receivers right, Chapman to his left, zone Robinson isolated left, and Nygren will keep it, but he'll make it ahead, and he will make it close. I think he's going to be about a yard short, but Nygren with a 9-yard run. That'll make it 4th and about half a yard maybe. So here's the handoff to Chapman straight ahead, and he will have the first down after a gain of 3. So 1st and 10 for Vermillion from their 41-yard line. 10 minutes to go here in the first quarter. Connor Rohrig in motion. Here's the snap to Nygren. Handoff to Chapman straight ahead, and he will pull ahead for about 5 yards. Chapman has some nice running tonight. Just nice, solid, straight-ahead running. Only one play for a loss. So 9.5 minutes to go in the third quarter. And here's Nygren, escapes the pressure, runs ahead, he's to the 50, to the 45, makes it down to the 43-yard line. That is a gain of 12 yards for Nygren. So that's 1st and 10 for Vermillion from the 43-yard line. Nygren under center. Here's the pitch to Chapman around the corner, and he will gain 3 yards. That's Chapman ahead with another 5-yard carry. That's or 7-yard carry. That is a first down for Chapman. And Vermillion at the Custer 31-yard line. So it's 7.5 minutes to go. Here in the third quarter, Vermillion is driving. This drive started at the 28-yard line. So 41 yards. Nygren in the backfield with Chapman. 3 receivers right, 1 left. Nygren escapes pressure and then is taken down for a 5-yard loss. So now with less than 7 minutes remaining here in the second quarter, ball is back down, back at the 37-yard line, 36-yard line for Vermillion of Custer, is the 36-yard line of Custer. So that was a 3-yard gain. So with 5:50 to go and counting, Vermillion now at 3rd and 11. Chapman to the left of Nygren. And it's a delay of game on Vermillion. That'll make it 3rd and 16. So 5:40 to go. Here's the pitch straight ahead to Connor Peterson. That'll be a gain of about 5 yards for Peterson. So it's going to make it 4th and 11 from the 32-yard line. Not much to gain from punting. No potential for a field goal. You wonder, Vermillion, I think, will just go for it here. So by the time they get the play off, there'll be less than 5 minutes remaining here in the third quarter. Nygren in the backfield with Chapman. 2 receivers left, 2 receivers right. Here's the snap. Nygren looks. He's going to make a run for it, and he is going to make it. He's at the 15-yard line, and that'll be a first down. An 18-yard run by Nygren for the first down for Vermillion. Keeps this drive alive with 4:36 to go here in the third quarter. And Vermillion looking to eat up most of this third quarter. Right now they've taken up about 8 minutes. Nygren in the shotgun. Chapman right behind him. Connor Rohrig in motion to the left. Here's the handoff to Chapman straight ahead, and that will be about a 3-4 yard gain for Chapman. Again, just more positive yardage. Chapman bowling his way ahead. Chapman comes off. And Caleb Lara comes in. So Caleb Lara is the deep back. Connor Peterson and Zone Robinson to the right. Bickett and Rohrig to the left. Now Peterson back to the left. And they're going to be, there's a flag. Is it going to be another delay of game? Yes, it is. That'll make it 2nd and 11. For Vermillion from about the 18-yard line. So 3:24 to go as the clock starts back up. Nygren in the shotgun with Lara behind. Handoff to Lara, and he is met in the backfield, and he will lose 2. That'll make it 3rd and 14. For Vermillion from the 20-yard line. 2:53 to go. Here's the snap, handoff. Nope, Nygren will keep it. He will run straight ahead, and he'll gain about 5. Oh, maybe 6. 6 yards for Nygren. That'll make it 4th and about 8. You have to think Vermillion will go for it here with 2:18 to go here in the third quarter. Nygren under center, Chapman back deep. 3 receivers right, Zone Robinson isolated left. Here's the pitch to Chapman, and he is going to be met in the backfield. That's going to be a 5-yard loss for Chapman. And Custer will take over on downs with 2:01 remaining here in the third quarter.
The first Wildcat there. First and 10, Custer.
So that'll make it 1st and 10, Custer. From their own 17-yard line. Can't see who they gave it to. I apologize. Nope, looks like it was Tyron Scott for no gain. So a minute 40 to go. Custer trailing Vermillion 14-0 here in the third quarter. Custer with their first drive of the second half. Roland Sidlacek comes under center. Ryder Bailey, the up back. Tyron Scott, the deep back. Two receivers left, one receiver right. Rollout for Sidlacek, and that'll be a quick pass, and that is, oh! Brady Virtue unable to connect with that. That'll make it 3rd and 10. So with a minute 14 to go here in the third quarter, it's 3rd and 10 for Custer as Vermillion leads 14-0. Tyron Scott comes off the field. Roland Sidlacek back deep in the shotgun. Two receivers left, two receivers right, one up back and Ryder Bailey. Here's Sidlacek with the screen pass, and that is broken up by Vermillion. No flag on the play. That'll make it 4th and 10. I do expect Custer to punt here. Minute 5 remaining in the third quarter as Vermillion leads 14-0. Sidlacek back on his 7-yard line. A minute 5 to go. Here's the snap and the kick. That is a nice kick. That's pushing Zone Robinson back to his own 45-yard line. Muffs the punt, but that is picked up by Raleigh French and not advanced very far. So back at the 43-yard line, Vermillion will have the ball at their own 43. Again, you're listening to Vermillion Tanager Football, brought to you by First Dakota National Bank. So with 48 seconds to go in the third quarter, Vermillion takes over at their own 43-yard line. They'd love to get a nice sustained drive like they had to lead off the third quarter. Nygren in the shotgun, Chapman behind him, Zone Robinson left, 3 receivers right. Here's a handoff to Chapman straight ahead, and he will bull ahead for 5 yards. So that'll get the clock running. 35 seconds remaining here in the third quarter. Vermillion retains that 14-0 lead that they came into the quarter with. Nygren again back in the shotgun. Chapman to his left. Zone Robinson isolated left. 3 receivers right. Handoff to Chapman. And that looks like 1 yard. 1 yard on the carry for Chapman. And that will be the end of the third quarter, with Vermillion leading 14-0 right at midfield, so they'll quote-unquote switch sides, but we'll be back in 1 minute on ESPN Radio 101.5 FM, 1570 AM, kvtk.com, and Vermillion streaming on YouTube.
Clay County Abstract and Title Company has a complex job that boils down to something very simple: helping you purchase your dream with confidence. When investing in a new home, a new site for your business, or piece of property, you want peace of mind that the property is truly yours. Clay County Abstract and Title Company has been doing just that since 1946. Clay County Abstract and Title Company, proud supporters of Vermillion activities and proud to be a part of your dreams come true.
Whether you're in the market to purchase a new home for your family, you want to sell your existing home, or you're a student looking to rent an apartment, Dakota Realty and Property Management can fit your needs. Being locally owned and with over 150 years of combined experience, they are the experts at helping you find your new home. Go to Dakota Realty and Property Management because they like what they do. Dakota Realty is a proud supporter of Vermillion Athletics. Dakota Realty and Property Management, located at 125 East Cherry Street, Vermillion.
All right, back here for the fourth quarter. Vermillion with 3rd and 4 from the 50-yard line, leading 14-0. Nolan Nygren in the shotgun, keeps it off the left-hand side, and he will. Oh, that is going to be close. Depends upon the spot. He got about 4 yards, needed 4. Are they going to call it a first down? Or are they going to call it? Nope, they're calling it 4th and half a yard, half a yard, half a yard. So the ball's at the 46.5-yard line of Custer. So Nygren under center with Chapman behind him. Quarterback sneak, and here's the push, and he will get it. Needed a yard, got a yard. Needed a yard, got a yard. That's another first down for Vermillion. 11-12 to go. Needing 2 scores, Custer can't afford to really give up another touchdown. They need to make a stand. Maybe a last stand. Eve doesn't find my humor funny, or it went over her head. Custer's last stand. That's what I thought. She said she's a history nerd, but boy, that one just went right by her. I guess my humor's on a whole nother level. Here's a snap to Nygren. Nygren under pressure, rolls to his left. Deep pass. Connor Rohrig at the 20, tackled at the 14-yard line. So that is a 31-yard pass from Nygren to Rohrig. That is Rohrig's first pass of the game. First reception, I should say, so with 10:22 to go in the 4th quarter. Vermillion's has 1st and 10 at the 14-yard line. 3 receivers right, 1 left. Chapman in the backfield with Nygren. Handoff to Chapman straight ahead. At this angle, it's always hard to tell, but it looks like he's to the 9. So a gain of about 5 for Ryan Chapman. This is the kind of game Vermillion was hoping to have. Not a ton of mistakes. There's some. Still stuff that, Coach O'Boyle's going to talk about. But just a very consistent game. So 9:50 to go and counting. 2nd and 5 for Vermillion, leading 14-0 here in the 4th quarter. Nygren with Chapman in the backfield. Hands off to... No, that was Caleb Lara. Lara did lose the ball, but the ball fumbled ahead, so it looks like it's going to be 3rd and 2. So Lara gained 2 yards on the play. Or gained 3 yards, sorry. So 9:15. Probably by the time Vermillion snaps, there'll be less than 9 minutes to go in the game. And if they're able to score here and make it a 3-possession game, that pretty much puts it out of reach. Here's Nygren in the shotgun. And he is swarmed under at the 9-yard line. So that's going to make it 4th and 5. So yeah, 4th and about 4 or 5 for Vermillion. Here's Nygren in the backfield with Myron. Can't find anything, and that'll be a turnover on downs, no gain. Custer takes over at their own 9-yard line with 8:22 to go here in the 4th quarter. One thing Coach O'Boyle's going to be able to say is they did have other opportunities. If the score ends up 14-0, Vermillion did have other opportunities to score, just unable to complete the drives. But this Vermillion defense has been solid all night, and I don't expect it to be any different here. Here's Sedlacek under center with the pitch to Tyron Scott, and he is met in the backfield for a loss of a yard. So after that 40-yard run to start the game, Tyron Scott has had rushes of -2, 2, 1, -4, 0, and 0. 7 minutes, 48 seconds to go in this game. Roland Sedlacek in shotgun, 2 receivers left, 2 receivers right. Ryder Bailey in the backfield. And Sedlacek is going to run the ball, and he's going to be tackled at about the 10, 11, maybe a gain of 1 or 2. 3rd and 8, 3rd and 9. Yeah, it'll be 3rd and 8. $7:18 to go and counting. 3rd and a long 7, short 8 for Custer. Tyron Scott comes off the field. Sedlacek brings his team to the line. He's in the shotgun. Ryder Bailey to his right. 2 receivers left. 2 receivers right. And here's the snap. Sedlacek looks to pass. Over the middle. And that is incomplete. That'll make it 4th and 7. So it's 6:52 to go. Vermillion leads 14-0. It's 4th and 7 for Custer from their own 11-yard line. This is pretty much the game right here. And Sedlacek will be punting from his own end zone. Oh, and they are going to get a running into the kicker, I believe. Not roughing. Shouldn't be roughing, but that ball goes down to the 44-yard line of Vermillion. There is a flag. Sedlacek is down. We'll see what the call is. It was a 46-yard punt. Oh, they're calling a personal foul. That will make it a 1st down for Custer. Wow. I did not seem like a personal foul roughing the kicker kind of call. It should have been maybe running into the kicker. But that's the call they made. So now it's 1st and 10 for Custer from the 26-yard line. So 6:42 to go. Custer now has the ball at their 26-yard line, 1st and 10. Time for this Vermillion defense to buck up again. Sedlacek in the shotgun will keep it off to the right, and he is tackled in the backfield and makes it back to the line of scrimmage for no gain.
Roland made it back to the line of scrimmage to the 2nd and 10.
As the clock continues to run, 6:18, 6:17, and counting. So by the time they get this ball snapped, it'll be under 6 minutes remaining. Custer does need 2 scores. They have yet to score this game. If this Vermillion defense can hold here, that should be ball game. 5:56 and counting. Sedlacek under center. Here's the pitch to Imorono. And he is going to be tackled back at the 20. So Imorono tackled for a 6-yard loss. There is a flag on the field. Probably in the location of holding, but I think Vermillion would definitely take the penalty, play. That is a hold. It is declined. That'll make it 2nd and 16. Oh. Oh, yeah, that is 3rd down. 3rd and 16. Sedlacek under center. Rolls out to the left. I believe there's another holding penalty. There are 2 flags on the field. Incomplete pass, 5:33 to go. Are they going to call a roughing the passer? Or are they both flags for holding. Because one flag came in late. All right, so it is 4th and 15. That penalty is declined. The one just came in late. I thought they laid such a hit on the quarterback that maybe they were calling a penalty, but they did not. So 4th and 15 for Custer. 5:32 to go. They are at their own 21-yard line. And Sedlacek lined up back at his 9-yard line. Here's the snap and the kick. That is deep. That'll take Elijah Lara back to his 40. He's at the 45, he's at the 50, and he'll be out of bounds at the 48. A nice 12-yard return for Elijah Lara. And Vermillion, with 5:02 remaining in the game, will take over, leading 14-0. Just a reminder, we will have our post-game show. Hopefully Coach O'Boyle saw us over here and will come up and talk. If not, it'll be more abbreviated, which is okay. I'm a little chilly, but that's fine. So 5:02, Apple Bottom Jeans is the music playing. If you're on Instagram and even YouTube, there's a channel you should find called There, I Ruined It, that takes different music and mashes it up. You really should find it. 5:02 to go, and a timeout Vermillion. So we will be back with Vermillion leading 14-0 and 5:02 remaining in the game. We'll be back in 1 minute on ESPN Radio 101.5, AM 1570 KVTK and KVTK.com, and Vermillion streaming on YouTube.
Digital Solutions started small, but now we're growing as FDS provides live streaming coverage for over 20 schools across 3 different states on our Fuller Digital Solutions YouTube channel. Subscribe to get notified when we go live for your school events. Big events are captured live, and your business can get noticed with advertising during our live streams. Local talent and camera operators are encouraged to contact us too for future employment. No experience necessary. We will train. For information about advertising or working with Fuller Digital Solutions, email us and follow us on Facebook.
All right, we are back. 5:02, Vermillion at the Custer 48-yard line will take over. Here's Nygren in the shotgun. And he hands off to Brody Myron. So Brody Myron with a 1-yard run. And the clock will continue to run. Custer does have all 3 timeouts remaining. We'll see if they do take those. Here's the snap. Keep by Nygren. Nygren will get the... Nope, he will not get the first down. There's a penalty flag. Was a gain of about 7 or 8 yards. There's a hold on Vermillion. So that'll make it 2nd and 19, I believe. So with 4:24 to go, Vermillion 14, Custer nothing. Vermillion with the ball. Clock now begins to run. Vermillion has the ball at the 44-yard line. Nygren in at quarterback. Ryan Chapman is no longer in the game. Nygren in shotgun. Hands off to Myron. And he gets around the corner and he makes it down to the 40-yard line. That's a gain of 16 yards. And there's a flag. After the play. So we'll see what kind of post after hours kind of foul this is. Unsportsmanlike conduct on Custer. That'll tack on another 15 yards. So that puts the ball down at the 25-yard line. So 3:49 and counting. Vermillion 1st and 10 from the Custer 25-yard line. Nygren in the shotgun. Myron Brody in the backfield. 2 receivers left, 2 receivers right. Rohrig in motion to the left, and here's the handoff straight ahead. And that'll be a loss of 1 for Brody Myron.
That was Leighton Sander and Peter Hernandez on the tackle. Loss of 1 on the play, 2nd and 11.
So 2nd and 11 for Vermillion from the 26-yard line. Less than 3 minutes to go. Myron in the backfield. Nygren under center. 3 receivers left, 1 right. Here's the pitch. And he's going to be swarmed under it back at the 30 for a loss of 4. But the clock will continue to run.
Loss on the play. It's going to be 3rd and 15. Vermillion.
So less than 2.5 minutes to go in the game. Vermillion will win. Go to 2-3 out of their first 5 games, looking to go hopefully 2-2, 3-1 in their final 4. Here's the keeper by Nygren, and he'll be taken down after a gain of about 4. Imerino in on the tackle, so 2:04 to go. That's going to be timeout Vermillion. So we'll be back in 1 minute with Vermillion leading 14-0 and 2:03 to go here in Custer on ESPN Radio 101.5.
Interior technicians.
I'm ready for my big role, Jerry.
What do you mean?
You said I'd be in your next 30 commercials.
No. I said Intech has over 30 years of commercial cleaning experience. You know, like offices, so they can ensure happy visitors and a healthy workforce.
So the shoot's in an office? I can make that work.
Oh my goodness. When you need it clean, call the Intech team.
Knutson Family Dentistry in Vermillion, they strive to provide the highest quality patient-centered dental care in a friendly, relaxing atmosphere. Knutson Family Dentistry works hard to provide the best cosmetic, general, and emergency dental treatment in the area. With over 50 years of combined dental experience, the latest dental technology, and a professional and compassionate staff, they're your top choice for dental care. Call for an appointment at 605-857-8008. Knutson Family Dentistry of Vermillion.
Nygren with the carry, unable to get the first down. Ball goes over to Custer on downs. They take over with 1:57 to go here in the game. As Vermillion will go to 2-3 on the season. Not sure the effect it'll have on the seed points as Custer is winless on the year. Heading into this game, Vermillion was in 7th in seed points. So again, Sedlacek back in the shotgun. 2 receivers left, 2 receivers right. Ryder Bailey in the backfield. Low snap, quick pass, and that is incomplete to Imerino. In my stats, I have Sedlacek with no completions yet tonight. So that's 1:54 to go here in the 4th quarter. And as always, the atmosphere is just a little different out West River than it is East River. More cowboy hats in the crowd, but that's okay. I like cowboy hats. My head's just too big to wear them. They look weird. Here's Sedlacek in the shotgun. Back to pass. He's going deep, and that is incomplete. So that pass was intended for Virtue. So 1:49, 3rd and 10 for Custer from their own 24-yard line. I have forgotten to mention that our timeouts were brought to you by Murph's Appliance in downtown Vermillion. Minute 49, that ball is dropped. And that pass over the middle is incomplete. So with a minute 43 remaining, it's 4th and 10. This will be it for Custer. Again, that water break brought to you by Murph's Appliance in downtown Vermillion. So minute 43, 4th and 10 for Custer. Obviously, the game is not in question. Just Custer trying to see if they can get on the board, see if they can score before the game is out. So in our post-game show, our first Dakota National Bank post-game show, we will go over some stats, hopefully talk with Coach O'Boyle, look at some scores from around the state, and then get out of town. It's Eve's sister's birthday weekend, right? And that pass is complete over the middle to the 47-yard line, a 23-yard pass. That is the first completion of the night. So with a minute 32 to go. Oh, no, there was a flag on the play. Are you kidding me? Illegal man downfield on Custer. You couldn't just let it go. I understand, but you got to feel for this Custer team. And I know they're going to look back at that fumble that was or wasn't at midfield, that drive eventually led to a touchdown. Does that change the complexion of the game? So that makes it 4th and 15 for Custer. Sedlacek under center. Looks to pass over the middle, and that is incomplete. Intercepted by Elijah Lara. And he will be out of bounds at the 17-yard line. So a great defensive effort for Vermillion tonight. Capped off with that interception by Elijah Lara. Now Custer still has timeouts, but we'll see if they take them here or if Vermillion can just kneel down. As it is still Nygren under center, but Vermillion will just kneel. Victory formation. I don't foresee Custer taking their timeouts. And here's the snap, and there's the kneel down. And the clock will run. Minute 14 and counting. Vermillion will move to 2-3 on the season. Custer will fall to 0-5. Again, I will be traveling back to Yankton tonight and getting back first thing in the morning and taking off first thing in the morning to go to the Twin Cities to go to my first Twins game at Target Field. So I'm kind of stoked, hoping I stay awake. Here's Nygren under center, 43 seconds and counting. Here's the kneel down, and that should just about do it. I mean, the refs can adhere to the law, but yeah, so one more snap will do it. Again, Vermillion will move to 2-3. Custer will fall to 0-5. 18 seconds to go. This will do it. Here's the snap. And Vermillion will win 14-0. And so Vermillion over Custer 14-0. We'll be back with our first Dakota National Bank post-game show. But after these messages on ESPN Radio, 101.5 FM, 1570 AM, KVTK, we'll be back in 3 minutes.
If you are self-motivated, accountable, and eager to learn new skills, we'd love to talk to you about a rock star career. Masaba in Vermillion is hiring full and part-time manufacturing positions for the rock industry. Masaba provides comprehensive training in a clean, safe, and state-of-the-art facility. Masaba offers competitive wages, a fun and interesting work environment and culture. Join our team of rock stars. Visit MasabaInc.com to learn more.
Midwest Ready Mix Equipment is your locally owned and operated ready mix company. Their specialty, 6x6 front discharge mixer trucks that allows for better placement of concrete and ease of use. Midwest Ready Mix Equipment offers the highest quality of concrete products and aggregate, and also a full-service dealer for Logon equipment featuring telehandlers, excavators, and ASV track skid loaders for purchase or rent. Midwest Ready Mix Equipment, East Highway 50, Vermillion.
Your crew is craving Pizza Ranch? It's easy to order online at pizzaranch.com. Online ordering makes it fast and easy to order craveable crispy ranch chicken or build your favorite pizza exactly how you like it. And now, for even more convenience, place your favorite order with just one tap. So when you're craving pizza or the country's best chicken, go to pizzaranch.com and start your order. For craveable food and convenient online ordering, there's so much to love at Pizza Ranch.
The Perks card from Pump and Pack? Well, guess what? There's an addition, not just a card, it's an app. The Pump and Perks app and the Pump and Perks card from Pump and Pack, Vermillion. Just go to their Facebook page, Pump and Pack, and scan the QR code and you're in. Or go to the store, Pump and Pack, and get the card. Then download the app. Each one does the same thing. Like give you 5 cents off per gallon every day, except for Sunday, it's double with the Perks card from Pump and Pack, Vermillion.
Welcome to Runnings in Vermillion. Shop their great lineup of clothes for women, names like Ariat and Carhartt for men, boots and shoes and kids clothing. Runnings has a large supply of animal food and accessories. Love the outdoors? See the selection of ammo, firearms, and fishing equipment. For everything you need, walk through the doors at Runnings, your home, farm, and outdoor store, Vermillion.
Schumacher in Vermillion is a full-service service center. Schumacher LLC is an industry-leading supplier of tarp systems to the transportation industry and is located in Vermillion, South Dakota. Schumacher Vermillion supports their customers in the agricultural, construction, waste, and flatbed markets. Become a part of the Schumacher team. Go to sure-co.com, about us/careers. Demand the best. Demand Schumacher.
Welcome back to Custer Football Field. I'm Michael Schumacher, the voice of the Tanagers, along with Eve Holly, the West River person who was rooting for Custer kind of because she's like, hey, you got to root West River. Well, I say nay. Nay, sir. So, Vermillion wins 14-0 on Custer's homecoming. Vermillion's now 2-3. On the night, statistically, Custer had 54 total yards. 54 total yards. Nice job by this Vermillion defense. Offensively, Vermillion, Ryan Chapman had 23 carries for 118 yards. Nolan Nygren, 19 carries for 79 yards. Nygren also had 106 passing yards. He also ran for 2 touchdowns, did have 1 interception. So that was statistically the game for Vermillion and Custer. Again, Vermillion's now 2-3 on the season. Custer falls to 0-5. And let's take a look around the state. Again, I'm not sure if Coach O'Boyle will make his way over here, and that's okay if he doesn't. It's been a long day for pretty much everybody. Let's take a look around the state. We'll take a look at 11A first, where we know Dakota Valley defeated Madison, Vermillion defeated Custer, Sioux Falls Christian over Chamberlain, Del Rapids over Millbank 63-8, West Central over Canton, and Lennox leads Beersford by a score of 26-14 with 10 minutes to go. Spearfish defeats Belfouche 40-7. And no score in Lakota Tech Rapid City Christian. In 11AA, as we mentioned, Yankton defeats T-Area 37-26. Sioux Falls Jefferson over Mitchell 63-0. Pierre over Watertown 49-20. And Sturgis Brown Scoopers over St. Thomas More with 1 minute to go in the first half, 7-0. Brookings leading Douglas 37-0 with 1 minute to go in the third. And Aberdeen Central leads Huron at the half, 10-0. That one just hasn't been updated. In AAA, Harrisburg over Sioux Falls Roosevelt, 48-13. Washington leads Rapid City Central, 23-6. And at the half, Sioux Falls Lincoln leads O'Gorman, 23-21. And there's one game in AAA tomorrow, Rapid City Stevens and Brandon Valley. In 11B, Wagner over Scotland Menno. Parker over Baltic. Elk Point Jefferson over Flandreau. Groton area leads Sisseton 28-6. Sioux Valley defeated McCook Central Montrose 34-14. Dual beat Dakota Hills 48-7, and Woonsocket Wessington Springs Sanborn Central defeated Tripp Delmont Armor Andes Central Dakota Christian 35-12. And we do have the coach with us. We were hoping. It is a bit of a climb. Well, Coach, I statistically have Custer down for about 50-some yards total.
Shoot, yes. I thought I was so happy. I just said the very same thing to the kids down here. Our defense played such a great game. Just executed what we wanted to do. Red Peas. I think Raleigh French really, he beat that quarterback up. He read the second half when it came downhill. That means the guys in front of him are doing a good job, and a little bit out of breath walking up here. Wow.
It is a climb. Well, you know, and what's amazing of those 54 yards, and obviously they're inexact, 40 came on the very first play from scrimmage.
Well, that got our attention. That scared us. You know what? And we seem to have that play hemmed up. Nobody wrapped him up. The kid did a nice job of keep running, keep bouncing it. It got outside, but it's sure nice to feel a win once again, and 2-3, and now we have another winnable game. And you know, we have to be a lot better offensively, of course, than what we were tonight. I thought we moved the ball well in between maybe the 30s, but then bogged down. But we're just not doing a great job up front yet, or we didn't do tonight, and it wasn't really what Custer was doing, and we just had guys that just missed assignments. So we'll have to figure that out and do a better job. But I was sure proud of the fact that we did score a couple times. We were able to get a 2-point conversion to make it 14, and I thought Nolan did a great job stepping up in the pocket, keeping plays alive, and I thought Ryan Chapman really ran the ball hard tonight and did a good job in that respect.
I had him down for 23 carries and 118 yards.
That's fantastic.
I think he only had one or two where he got caught for a loss. Otherwise, it was chunks of 4, 7. He had a nice 24-yard run, but just kept the legs driving and moving it forward and moving that pile. And like you said, I thought Nolan did a really nice job making some quick reads where he kept the ball. And that one, I mean, it was a 2-play drive. 24 yards for Chapman, 35 for Nygren, and you're in. It was just a nice read, and he made a few cuts there, and I thought he did you saw some real maturation today, I thought.
Good. Yeah, you know what? He does a good job, and we've got 2 kids we're also trying to heal up. And, you know, they'll be back in time, and then we'll have a great problem on our hands, because we'll have 3 guys that I think we can win football games with. But Nolan, night goes to Nolan, and he stayed healthy, ran the ball tough, threw the ball well. We dropped the ball over the middle. We did a decent job of keeping plays alive and kids getting open where we threw the ball to. So, just offensively, we just seemed out of sync. I thought we would be a much more effective team with being a 50-50 team tonight, throwing and running. But we'll take the 14-0 and get head east back to the Vermtown.
Well, exactly. And now you face I called this kind of the pivot game. You had your first 4 games of the season where you faced Dakota Valley, ranked or receiving votes. Lennox, ranked or receiving votes. West Central, ranked, second. They defeated Canton today.
Right.
And then you had your win. You had Millbank, who's still a solid team.
Very good.
And so this really was going to. I think this is one of those games that you feel like could determine your season. If you came out flat and ended up losing this game, then you'd head into your Final Four just deflated.
Yeah, not a lot to play for.
But this takes you into your Final Four. You were 7th in the seed points, and I know it's early, but you were 7th in seed points heading into this game. You win this, and you look at the Final Four, and it's three that you definitely say, those are very much within our grasp if we just do our jobs.
We have to be better offensively. Like I said, I'm thrilled with how our defense is prepared and show up, and they played well, outside of giving up the 41. But we've never been out of position. Kids are always in spots. We just haven't made tackles at times. And boy, tonight, we played against a young team, and we're still a young team.
Mm-hmm.
It's fun to see our kids, like you said, see them mature a little bit, and that it'll be a good week for them with their homecoming week and be able to practice. And it's kind of scary for a coach because there's an awful lot of things going on. But you know what? They're kids, and I think we'll prepare them, watch film, and move forward.
That sounds
3-3 come Friday night.
I think that sounds great. I'm looking forward to it. Well, Coach, thanks so much for coming up.
You bet.
Really appreciate it.
You bet. Bye-bye.
You have a great day. And by the way, this is Eve. She's a freshman at USD, so she's going to be helping us out periodically. So we want to thank Coach O'Boyle for coming on up here. And I think I'm going to call it. I think that's going to be it for us. So we are going to say goodnight from Custer Football Field. I'm Michael Schumacher alongside Eve Holly. This has been Vermillion Tanager Football, brought to you by First Dakota National Bank on ESPN Radio 101.5 FM, 1570 AM KVTK, kvtk.com, and Vermillion streaming on YouTube.